We can do what's Hondo on the mic from Leo's Paradise. Random stream drop like a Dragon Ball fight. No lie, plan stream stacking up, but here's a twist in time. Freestyling on the deck like Luffy's punchlines. Up the channels, faceting Zoro sword swings. Gaming pop culture, it's the chaos he brings. Talking movie reboots, superhero hype. Hondo passing the mic, now Bishop's in sight. Cutting flip screen, frame by frame, I align. Laying bass lines heavy, keep the rhythm divine. Dropping 5 videos, can't keep up with the pace. Pass the mic back, Leo's leading the chase. Off the rails, no script, just a freestyle ride. Nerdcore king, let the randomness collide. Playing a knob, Leo's got the flow to entice. It's words of paradise, the chaos comes to life. No script, just a freestyle ride. Nerdcore king, let the randomness collide. Planning on Leo's got the flow to entice. It's words of paradise, the chaos comes to life. The rails, no script, just a freestyle rhyme. Nerdcore king, let the randomness collide. Planning on Leo's got the flow to entice. It's words of paradise, the chaos comes to life.
Welcome back to the lunch hour. How are all you vital idols doing? It's gonna be a good show today. I hope you're feeling good. I hope you got that protein on the lunch break. Had a little bit of pepperoni today myself, but that's it. Do got that green tea though. Absolutely no sugar. That's that good shit. What is up? Who all we got in this bitch? Let's see. I know we got Lenny Hondo is here. Shout out to Lenny Hondo. C-Brew. C-Brew, I need you to explain this comment. I need you to explain this. The new pre-show is here. Let's go, Leon's new Moxie. This is the 52nd episode of the lunch hour. This is the 52nd episode of the lunch hour. We're more than halfway to 100 episodes. The fuck you mean? This is the new pre-show. I've been doing this show for 52 episodes now. You drunk motherfuckers. Little Miss Anonymous says to me, yo, how you doing, LMA? Golden Apples is here. What is up, St. Hugo? My man with a plan, the IRL Wesker. We got Fractal Mage on this bitch. Matt Sanford. Itzizzle. I apologize if I butchered that. Itzel. Man, I don't know, man. I'm sorry if I butchered that. Patrick Rocks is up in this bitch. First time I caught the opening, I recognize all the animes. My man, that's what I like to hear. Well, Gooch and Moxie missing. We need to change things up, right? I mean, I'm not changing anything up though. That's the thing, is I'm not changing literally anything up. This is the 52nd episode of this show. I don't know what you mean. With that being said, it's gonna be a good show. Obviously. Title talking about Asmongold potentially suing for defamation, the Resident Evil Code Veronica stuff. We got more than that, man. We got more than that. We got the anime news we can get to yesterday. We got Don Lemon and the KKK ad, which I wanted to get to yesterday. But again, we had a wild, like 5.5 hour stream yesterday. And I still had more that I can get to cover. So we in for a good one. Let's just get right into it. What is up, Valiant Goat? Golden Apples. If I didn't say, hey, what is up, Golden Apples? Sleeping Nova is up in this bitch. Shout out to Sleeping Nova. Butter framed in gold. I'm late. I was watching the Sticks. Hey, I'm glad Sticks still around. I haven't seen or heard from Sticks in ages. I didn't even know what he was up to. A black gay man getting charged with the Klan Act is peak irony. Dude, we're gonna break it down. We're gonna get into it. I absolutely cannot wait. Yeah, we got so much to talk about today. Today's gonna be another long stream. These lunch hours used to be like 2 hours, which is already an incredibly long lunch hour. But now, man, we're getting into that 4 or 5 hour category. Sticks went on a weird pirate arc, and he had the quartering split, when he and the quarter split ways. Yeah, I remember that. I do remember that. That was odd. I think that was around the time I stopped watching him, honestly. Dr. Pepper, Leon. I always have zero sugar. Now, to be fair, usually I have zero sugar Dr. Pepper cream soda on the, that's usually what I'm drinking, but they didn't have they were out of the zero sugar kind when I ran to the convenience store, so regular Dr. Pepper. Buckle up for a 6 hour lunch break, or goddamn right. More irony than dry cleaners. Anyone else watch Xbox Direct show? I did not. I couldn't have cared less. Yeah, the Blackberry's good, but they don't have it in zero sugar, at least not where I'm at, so I can't have it. I allow myself about 1 soda a day. Sometimes I don't drink soda at all, but I allow myself around 1 soda a day, always 0 sugar. Always, and then beyond that, it's just water and green tea. Water and green tea. All day, every day. It's how you get a nice slim figure like your boy here. Alrighty. Let's get into this bitch. Let's talk about it. I'm suing.
I forgot that I got accused of being a pedo that dated a 17-year-old and flew her out. I totally, like there are so many things going on in my life that I just totally forgot about that.
Dude, the idea, let's talk about this for a moment. Asmongold was recently accused of being a pedo, right? Dating a 17-year-old. Guys, people have been wanting for the destruction and the downfall of Asmongold for ages now. You'd think if this was true, you'd think if he actually engaged in that sort of shit, that it wouldn't have been found out by this point. Just, oh no, some random X account called Abraham Lincoln. Oh, he broke the news. The Asmongold was like, yeah, come on now. That makes about as much sense as, oh, why didn't the Biden administration release the Epstein files if it was going to destroy Trump? Common sense ain't strong amongst these people. And Zach says, don't forget vodka. I've been drinking a whole lot less lately. I only drink about twice a week now. But I do have vodka, yes.
That was like 5 days ago.
Asmongold has a very clear defamation case that he should pursue if he decides that's worth it for himself.
Wow.
Of course, his legal mindset will teach you to be your own judge. I'm Andrew Esquire, American attorney living over here in Asia. And this is a fast fact video, the quick and dirty version of the latest in legal news. So let's jump right into it with our PowerPoint here. In case you guys aren't familiar with
Asmon's defamation roadmap.
A little bit of a big streamer, and he's got enough clout, enough power, enough resources to actually go through with the lawsuits. And this puts him in a much better...
Which he should do. He absolutely should. If for no other reason than for the lulls. Like, if someone decides, like, let's be real. Asmongold don't really spend his money. Not to pocket watch or anything like that. I can't stand fault to do that. But Asmongold pretty damn responsible with his money. He doesn't really do a whole lot, lives a modest lifestyle, things like that. But if ever there was a good use of your untold riches and fortunes, it would be to take motherfuckers to task that call you a pedo.
Better and bigger position than he would be elsewise if he was somebody else other than Asmongold. But because he is Asmongold, he has this golden opportunity to go through with a defamation lawsuit. So let's get into it. What are the parties? Well,
I could just sue them for content.
Do that. Do that. Imagine suing just for content. Now, like not only does it send a message, it sends the ultimate "don't fuck with me" message, but it would also just be funny as shit. And him suing for content would give me content. Lenny Hondo, shout out, gifted awards of Paradise membership. You absolute legend, dude. You didn't need to, you did. Truly appreciate it. This is for you. That's right. That's right. That was a JoJo's reference. Ichigo's sword with a JoJo's reference. That your boy just comes with all the greatest clips.
That would be funny. It would be. It'd be funny to do.
Plaintiffs are both Asmongold and the person that was actually defamed as well. Case, the streamer over here, you see her here is Asmongold's case. They are collaborators. They are, as far as my research went into this topic, just friends. They never appeared to be dating, etc. But even if they were, that wouldn't be a problem, as we will show here.
I thought they were dating. I could be wrong. Not that it matters. I mean, Asmongold's right. It's irrelevant. But I thought they were dating. And even if they were, she was of age the entire time, so it doesn't fucking matter.
Facts go on. So the defendants, well, they're really accounts, rather anonymous accounts, on two different profiles.
They're not really anonymous, though, because it was a verified profile. Really probably isn't anonymous.
On...
Can you be a verified profile on X and be anonymous? Like, I could be wrong. I don't remember ever sending. And to be fair, maybe I did. Maybe I was young and dumb and naive when I set up my verified X account and thought, oh man, if I'm going to take this YouTube thing seriously, I need to get verified on X. Maybe I did send my ID, but I don't think you have to send your ID to get verified on X. Does anybody remember? Because I've been verified for like 3 years now.
X, formerly Twitter,
Probably
and of course
not.
on Reddit. We see some kind of usual suspects here. If you guys have been following the coverage from Ethan Klein, you know about the lawsuits, the Jane and John Does of Reddit that are being sued in the Klein lawsuit. This is very, very similar where we have anonymous accounts
that's what I thought.
that
Usually a
would
payment
be
method.
identified. Now, in a recent video, Asmongold did say he's already got the name.
This is actually crazy to say about somebody, right? Crazy to say. I'm thinking like, you know, I'm already in a lawsuit, right? I'm already in a lawsuit. I'm already regularly talking to lawyers. Maybe I should sue this guy.
What lawsuit is Asmongold in currently besides potentially this one? Does anybody know what lawsuit he's involved in besides potentially this one? And no, Sebrew, I appreciate that. No spoilers. Like I said, this is new to me. Anytime I set up the stuff to do the reactions to, I don't watch it in advance.
Make stuff up now?
thank you
That's
for
a
that.
serious accusation to tweet with no receipts.
Sure
I'll talk
is.
to my lawyers next time I have a meeting with them. Then I'll see kind of what's actually coming right up, by the way. It's coming up very soon.
Same sure. Okay.
Input is, right?
Yeah.
It's so cringe to see something like
really
that
funny,
happen.
guys.
Now, that's
Yeah,
relevant.
it just occurred to me, maybe it's not even something content related at all. Like, maybe the lawsuit that he's currently in, maybe it has to do with, like, the medical stuff that had to do with his mom or his dad or whatever when they passed. Like, if he's, I guess him being in a lawsuit doesn't inherently mean that, you know, it's creator on creator or against any platform or anything like that. I hadn't considered that.
Because maybe there's some other information he wants to get through a subpoena
Yeah.
from X or from Reddit.
Oh, I don't think I
but
need
if he's already
much.
got the names, that's more than half of the battle. The
I
opening
don't have their names. You'd have to subpoena the names, but that's super easy to find.
statement. So essentially, Asmongold has faced baseless PDF, and yes, we're saying PDF because we want to stay YouTube friendly.
Guys, you can say pedophile on YouTube. Don't stop with this fucking YouTube friendly bullshit. You can say pedophile on YouTube. I do it all the time, and I'm fine.
Allegations in early.
Oh, it could be I think you mean Mizkif, Patrick Roxas. It could be the Mizkif stuff. You're right. It could be the Mizkif stuff.
January 2026, stemming from a viral X post which falsely claimed he was dating streamer K's when she was underage. She was not underage. That was a falsity of that post. Her age was misrepresented as 17.
Yeah, by the way, it's not like she was 18 or 19. She was 23. It's not even
though
remotely
she was
close.
That's even crazier. Like, I knew she was younger than him because again he was 33. She was 23 fucking years old. Guys, let me be real. 10-year age gap ain't that big of a deal. And first, I don't even fuck about age gaps in general. This might be uncomfortable for some fuckers to hear, but I feel like once you're 18, you're an adult. You can make your own decisions. If you can join the fucking military and die, you can make your own decisions. If a fucking 55-year-old want to date an 18-year-old, look. I wouldn't do it. I think that's fucking weird. But there's literally no issue with it, no moral scruples with it or anything. But if she was 23, dude, no fucks given. Like my dad and my mom had a 10-year age difference.
Over 20, right? Not over 30.
Honestly, like for her, I bet this is kind of a compliment, right? I mean, a lot of women like to look younger. I mean, shit.
No hag maxing here. The post had
No, always hag max. Hag maxing is based.
Yeah.
over 130K
It's kind of a
likes
compliment.
and was engaged with by millions of people before deletion. I'm going to show you that post in a second. Asmongold has called the allegations completely
League?
false.
No, she said she was 25 on Twitter.
alleged
Exactly, Matt.
misrepresentation of age, etc. Completely
Yes.
false and threatened defamation against anyone spreading that misinformation. So not just the OP, but other
What up,
accounts. And
Jeremy?
there were other accounts. There are
Oh, yeah,
other
of course.
accounts that still
I
have
would.
that information up
I could do that.
nowadays. Defense of the poster. Well, there really is hard to defend this guy or girl, whoever it is. But
just
they say,
saying
hey,
it.
we deleted the tweet, but not before it was viewed by millions, not before the harm was done, and not before others reposted
right.
it on X and Reddit. So that
Well, and also whether you delete the tweet or not is irrelevant because the idea was to harm with malicious intent. Now, I'm a lawyer. Obviously, I'm a lawyer. That's why we're listening to Asmongold listen to a lawyer. But you, in my estimation, you cannot make the argument that this wasn't done without malicious intent. Like, there was absolutely was. Asmongold got more fucking targets on his back than, like, probably any other individual in the content space that I can think of. I cannot think of a single content creator that has more targets on his back than Asmongold. It's like to the level of politicians at this point, basically. So when somebody comes out and makes a post like that accusing him of being a pedophile, it's obviously with malicious intent because they don't like Asmongold.
That is a very, very weak defense.
Yes, by the way, Patrick's correct. Only hag max with hot hags, not swamp hags. Correct.
And also, it's important to keep in mind, too, that the person deleted it after I made the video. They deleted it like 3 or 4 hours after I made the video, talking about maybe suing them. So what they did at that point is they deleted something for potential evidence that they knew could be used for evidence preemptively to avoid it being used. That's spoliation of evidence.
The idea... Guys... okay, maybe I'm crazy here. It's 2026, right? It's 2026. Everything on God's green earth that gets posted on the internet at this point gets screenshots, right? There's receipts. There's receipts for everything. How can you possibly imagine, think for a moment, that deleting a tweet that was viewed millions of times wouldn't be able to just be sourced and brought up as evidence? That is insane.
It is. It's against the law. And they knew that like after they saw the video. Proof of bad intent? Yeah.
Looking at it from the side of which side the burden is going to fall more on, and that's on the defense at this point, because unless you've got some secret proof, this looks like a very clear-cut, bulletproof defamation case. In case you don't know, here's the original post, and of course, this is false. So this is false information. So this account, which once again, I'm not going to try to signal boost.
I do look like such a fuck. I look like the enemies that you kill at like level 3 in The Witcher 3. It's like at the very beginning in like Novigrad or wherever the fuck. Like, it's like you go out to the fucking, to some abandoned house or to the swamp, and, like, there's me. I'm there.
Not a counter person, but just saying he was 33, she was 17.
Not so good.
Is and this word, the word that means criminal with someone who is underage, right? I'm censoring that word.
You make an excellent point. There are ways to find and collect deleted posts on X. I don't doubt for a moment that like individuals within the tech side of X that are like, in like maybe the cybersecurity aspect or whatnot, do have backdoors for deleted tweets specifically for cases like this in case they get subpoenaed. Absolutely.
I'll know what that is, right? And you see a picture here. Now, to me, this is absolutely ridiculous. It reminds me of kind of the height of consent argument.
The height of
where
consent?
Okay, you have to be so high to consent. And as a tall guy, you know, it's always like, what am I not allowed to date short girls, right? Or not allowed to go?
She's not even that short. She's really not. She's not short. Yeah, what do you mean? Yeah, I'm pretty tall. I'm like around 6'3" or so. I'm pretty tall.
Holy shit! Asmongold's around 6'3". Is that crazy to anyone else? Like, I figured maybe like 5'11" or something. 6'3" has been. Oh my god! Just another reason to be jealous of Asmongold. Jesus Christ!
Like, yeah, she's about average height.
Down, and it always is the kind of meme of 5'7" guys versus 5'7" girls. It's much different if it's a girl, right? The girl's super tall. 5'7" guy is a shrimp, right? You're not allowed to date short guys.
That's right.
You're not allowed to do it.
It's
but
illegal.
It's kind of a ridiculous argument. And frankly, if you look at this girl case here, and you see a child, you are the problem. The problem is...
Hold on. I gotta check something. Asmongold standing next to Tectone. Is there... See, okay, Tectone must be a fucking giant then. There's no way. Tectone must be a giant. Because if Zach is 6'3", yeah, now I'm curious. Tectone's exact height is not officially confirmed as reliable sources. Now recurring topic of speculation and jokes amongst the community. How Tectone says in his height, or general topic of his height, wasn't made for people. Wait, he mentioned the world wasn't made for people above 5'11". So, okay, well, I mean, dude must be like 6'5" if that's the case. Tectone said he was around 6'4", 6'5". Okay, yeah, that's again. I know this is not at all what the point is. The fucking defamation lawsuit and whatnot. But if Asmongold's 6'3", then Tectone must be a fucking giant.
Is not the person who is dating this person or friends with this person or whatever. You are definitely the problem. And looking at the particular evidence here in Uncle Mindset's evidence locker, I would say that a lot of evidence makes me believe this is not an underage person, just based on basic appearance. But hey, that's me living over here in Asia. I want to know what you guys think in the comments.
Man, how about that, guys? That's just too bad. That's too bad.
7 foot is a mutant.
Google says you're 5'10". Google also says I have the same birthday as Adolf Hitler.
Below. Now let's go to the argument. The original poster, now deleted, is the best target. He's the best target legally.
I'm 5'8" as well. But Raven Gold, I'm 5'8" as well. It feels good hanging out with Kata. It does. It feels good hanging out with Kata because I'm 5'8". In fact, I think I might have a picture showing me next to Kata and Shreya. Hold on a sec. Let me see it because I'm pretty sure I've got a photo for this. Let me check. I got photos next to Kata at the Vegas meetup, right? I'm almost positive I fucking did. Where are they? Where would they go? How would I find them? Did I? Is it here? No, that was from that meeting. Yo, I know I posted pictures of me and fucking Kata. Shit, maybe I didn't. Maybe I fucking didn't. Yeah, I guess I didn't. Oh well, I'll share them like on Instagram or on YouTube or something like that later. But yeah, I'm almost as tall as Atreus. They always call me short and shit like that. I'm almost as tall as Atreus. He is not much taller than me.
Could be falling on.
Yes.
Other accounts repost the same information, and they can also be added as parties. But here's the thing: many of these people are probably going to be judgment-proof. So
there's nothing you're going to be able to do against them. Yeah, you only go against the original people, and then other big people that are posting it, and they have like a following. Yeah, of course.
Purpose of this lawsuit, the key of this lawsuit is to set a precedent.
That's right.
Very similar to the Klein case, setting
right.
a precedent regarding the retrieving information on anonymous accounts on Reddit. In this case,
for how much I've always talked about how I love.
Yeah, we had Zax in the chat. Zax was there. Zax, you can confirm, right? You can confirm that I am of a very normal, average height. I am taller than Kata, almost as tall as Atreus. Zax was there. He can confirm. Thank you, Zax. I'm saying thank you. He could actually completely fucking lie and bust my balls right now in chat.
Public executions, and I love making an example out of people. It would be hypocritical for me to not do this. It would be. It'd be hypocritical. Yeah. You don't like white women? Where did that come from?
Be setting a precedent for the use of this word, right? And the ubiquitous use of this word on platforms with no patrolling,
the last one before that was white.
Nothing else. Mean? People have been using this word, and it's really harmful because
I don't remember because the tweet was deleted because he says the use of this word, Did the tweet actually call him a pedophile, or did the tweet also censor as PDF file? Because if the tweet's censored as PDF file, that is even better, in my opinion, like from a lawsuit perspective, because it would get rid of this. If you were able to sue and win, it would set precedent that even using that term isn't safe, and we can just get rid of that dumbass term altogether. Like, if the tweet says Asmongold is a PDF file, and he sues and wins on defamation under the grounds that he's accused of being a pedophile, then you could easily link the terms PDF file and pedophile, like, from a legal standard. And maybe that would be step one in getting rid of this dumbass term so we can stop the softening of language. Because the idea of people saying graped and PDF file and sluicide, smexual assault, I fucking hate all that shit. Like, we need to be using real, proper fucking words. Because these words have meaning, right? Rape has fucking meaning. And rape's a pretty goddamn terrible thing. Like, rape is about as bad as it fucking gets, right? And so if people are, like, minimizing the terms like grape and shit, in my opinion, it does take away from how awful the actual thing is. You think it was pedophile? It was. That would suck.
Because it is defamatory and criminal. So Asmongold would be able to subpoena people on X and Reddit, similar to the client case, for both user data and preservation of evidence, and it's best done ASAP. There's a short statute of limitations on this, only 1 to 3 years, so he's got to get moving on this within the next year or two. The law does prevent direct suit of action.
Well, no. So, Nacho Ninja, you say it's the platforms that are censoring these terms. For one, it really isn't. Like people say that, but it really isn't. The platform doesn't censor these words. So here's what's actually happening. So I'm going to break it down the way it's actually happening on YouTube and how the quote-unquote like censorship works from a creator's standpoint. Now, I'm not talking about in the comment section, because yeah, you guys in the comment section doing super chats and stuff, you guys get censored way more than we do when we're on camera and we're saying stuff. The reason people self-censor and say like grape and PDF file and whatnot isn't because YouTube will censor the video. It's because ad companies are less likely to run ads in front of your video, and so these creators are doing it to protect their bottom line. They're not doing it because YouTube will censor me, my video won't be make money or whatnot. They're doing it because they care about their money first and foremost, and they don't want to get less ads because of the words they're saying. YouTube itself, for the most part, doesn't care what you say. There's some exceptions, right? But for the most part, YouTube doesn't care what you say. I think, your word did not get censored at all. And that's another thing, Itzel. So when it comes to the censorship in chat, in regular chat, you guys can mostly say whatever you want. The censorship heavy aspect doesn't really happen until you start super chatting. Super chats very much are, botted and censored and heavily moderated and things like that. But live chat is absolutely fine. So that's the one aspect of it. And the other aspect of it, the thing that I can't stand, it'd be one thing if these creators were like saying, PDF file and grape and whatnot in their videos, and it was just that, if it stayed in the video. But I have heard people unironically, in real life, out at the mall, driving in the car, whatever, I've heard people unironically say PDF file, grape. Like, these people aren't content creators. They're not putting out videos. They're just in regular ass casual conversation. So the language that these YouTubers and content creators and whatnot are using, and then the youth and whatnot are watching these videos, is translating to real life, and I think that is the biggest detriment.
Or Reddit, which is under Section 230.
Well,
now,
yeah, of course. I mean, everybody knows about Section 230.
I obviously, on this channel, if you've been watching it for a while, have a problem with that. I do think some of these 230 protections should be lightened up.
Absolutely, they should. Like, these websites have way too much credibility, and they have way too much privileges, and they don't have any degree of accountability.
I don't think it should be lightened up. I think it should be completely gone. Section 230 needs to be eradicated, and we need to draft something entirely new if there needs to be some semblance of protection. We'll see. But Section 230 as it is disgusting.
Think that they're acting as a platform whenever they're openly enforcing and editing platforms and having a million rules based off of their own political viewpoints. I think so. I agree with him.
Cases like these where they failed to protect against a very common thing. This is something that is known. These 230 lawsuits. The 230.
Eric, I'm not saying there is no censorship in the chat, but by and large, it absolutely, the 99% of stuff goes through. 99% of your guys' chats that aren't super chats go through. I run a conspiracy theory show every Tuesday, and you guys say some wild shit, and I see all of it. So, yes, it is true. You say you swear or anything conspiratorial? Dude, people can say swear all day. Watch this. I'm going to show you something. Fuckity, fuckity, fuck. Just type that in the chat. Can you see it? Can you see the swearing? Yeah. As long as you got live chat. Now, top chat will censor stuff. If you've got top chat selected, it will censor stuff. Live chat mostly won't. Again, 99% of stuff goes through. You guys switch from top chat to live chat. Now, there are still a very few minimal things that will. But anytime you're watching a stream, it doesn't matter what the streamer is. Anytime you're watching a stream, you should always be watching on live chat.
Protections have prevented lawsuits from use of these words, and this word is very harmful to people.
Absolutely.
It causes huge reputational damage. And we're seeing some precedent in the client case for these type of subpoenas. And I hope perhaps increased responsibility on the part
Matt is
of
correct.
platforms.
You won't see it
last, there's also
on
the
my
possibility
thing.
to file it as a John Doe lawsuit.
Yeah.
So even if you didn't know who it is, and Asmongold does say he knows who it is, but even if he didn't, he can
you just have to subpoena the information.
seek the identity through a subpoena of the ISP, the internet service provider, and seek damages for reputational harm.
Yeah, it would take 5 seconds instead of 3.
Stress, economic losses, things that would be very
Read the comment section of the video. I will.
Now,
hold on. Legal Mindset just said something very interesting there, and this is something I want to harp on, because he says this is a clear-cut case of defamation. Maybe it is, but here's the one hang-up I have. So listen to what Legal Mindset says.
economic losses.
Bingo, bango, bongo, right there. Economic losses. Now, I could be wrong. I don't know how Asmongold would prove economic losses from this tweet going viral. To the best of my knowledge, Asmongold has not suffered any sort of loss in viewership, loss in sponsorships, anything like that because of this viral post. So if there is no economic loss, and again, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm genuinely asking. My theory is that nothing really would come of it, but I could be... How does he prove that? I don't think it even happened at all. Now, reputational damage can be proven other ways besides economic loss, but that's like the big key factor.
Things that would be very
Read the comment section of the video. I will.
Now, my judgment, my ruling on this far is that Asmon is large enough to force changes, right, on the platform, to the platform itself as a result of legal
I hope
action.
you're streaming well,
Internal
homie.
compliance departments, that is within these platforms, would be forced to take actions regarding unsupported criminal allegations. So what that means is when people are jumping on these platforms, whether it's X, whether it's Reddit, etc., and they're making these criminal claims, they're saying this person is a criminal, maybe these platforms have to vet that. We're not saying you're calling them bad or mean words. No, you're putting a criminal allegation against them. You're not just calling them a mean doo-doo head, right? You're going beyond that and saying this person is a criminal. Because remember, calling someone a PDF is a criminal allegation. Right? It's very, very serious. So serious that, in fact, the algorithm doesn't even like use of that word. Right?
Yes, true.
If Asmongold is mentally and financially capable, because remember, this is extreme stress. It's really bad for your mental health. It's
The thing with me is that if I have the opportunity to do something that will have a negative effect on another person that I don't like, I don't know if I'd ever get tired. I never have before.
We need more people with the mentality of Asmongold on this, dude. Look, I know I'm supposed to be, like, good Christian, turn the other cheek, shit. Nah, fuck that, bro. Fuck that. If given the opportunity, like, I will never engage in ruining someone else's life or doing something to harm them first. I think that is morally wrong, morally reprehensible. But your boy does like some Old Testament eye for an eye shit. Oh, you want to come after me? Homie, is retribution time. And I think we need more people that got a taste of that good Old Testament retribution.
Never in my life.
Exactly. Destroy your
enemy. That's what I live for. I do.
Really financially costly. But I think he's got the money. He seems solid enough so far. I think it would be a net good
what up, Vagabond?
For the internet if he actually did pursue this, if he did actually set an example of this person and say, hey, you cannot do this. It's up to him, as it is going to burden his life, even if all the conditions are in his favor. But I do think he should do it if he feels he's up to it. That's my take, guys. What do you think? I want to know what you think in the comments below, and I'll catch you on the next.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. So he's even in favor of this. So he thinks I should be able to do it. Wow. Okay. I mean, this will be your Christ on the cross for people? Yeah, but I get to nail somebody else up. How about that? Maybe even a few people. I mean, I think Jesus got nailed up with like 2 other guys, right? So it would make sense. Let me link you guys Legal Mindset's video on this too. I think this is funny. And yeah, I posted it to Asmon Reddit. I'll look at my Reddit stuff in just a minute. I know I got a little bit farther away. Lawyers got no, I already have a legal firm that I have on retainer for another thing that I'm doing or dealing with. And so I'll probably either work with them or find somebody that's through them, because I would have to do it through a federal court, and I'm working through a federal court in order to resolve an existing lawsuit right now. So listen, unfortunately, I know a lot about this, and I don't know a whole lot about this, or not a whole lot, but like I know a good enough, right? I know enough. So yeah, that's it. You can farm it on stream. No, actually, I wouldn't. I would not farm it on stream, because
No, you need to farm it on stream, because if you farm it on stream, then I can farm you farming it on stream. Again, it's like a co-op. Isn't that what they call it in the farming community? A co-op. Look, even if he doesn't farm it on stream, like in all reality, he should do this lawsuit. I 100% think that he should go through with this lawsuit. That sort of accusation for somebody his size, like that's a massive thing. And did it affect his mental health? Did it affect his economics or anything like that? Probably not. I don't know, but probably not. But it sends a message, and that message is something that absolutely need to be sent. Like, I've said this before. When JDA accused me of the exact same thing, and I've got all the receipts for it and everything. When JDA accused me of the exact same thing, then like I had people reaching out to me offering to pay for the lawsuit. And the only reason I denied it and whatnot, the only reason I didn't even bother was because I figured, unlike Asmongold, I'm kind of a nobody. I don't think that the accusation from John Delabackhole, the Pokemon furry fucker, that his accusation had any sort of, like, nobody stopped watching me or anything. Most people didn't even know what fucking happened, even though he did it publicly, because nobody gives a fuck about him. So, Asmongold, on the other hand, he's got a massive platform, and this would send the exact message to everybody that's been trying to fuck with him just based on the grounds of they don't like him. Not because he's actually done anything wrong, but based on the grounds of they don't like him. Like, I don't like Ethan Klein. I don't like Ethan Klein at all, but I was all in on Ethan Klein's lawsuit. I was like, yeah, dude, homie need to come out on top, because an example has to be sent. A message has to be sent when people try to fuck with you and your earnings and your income just on the basis of, oh, I don't like that person.
Because that would weaken the case and would make it harder for me to win, because
dude,
it would affect
I told
the way
you
the
would,
judgment
for real.
could be. My goal is to win. It's not I don't care about the validation. I care about the effect. And the effect is what matters to me. Winning is the reward in itself. I don't need to be validated. I don't need to be seen as being in the right. The only thing that matters to me is that I do something that is so effective and damaging that it changes a person's life. That's really what my goal is. I don't really care as much about, some other bullshit. I don't care about that. I care about doing something that's effective.
Yeah, nah, great.
I haven't
Great video. Let's see. Give me one moment
heard of
here.
video game drama this big.
Shut up, Charlie. No one cares. All right, let me link you guys the video.
I forgot that I got accused.
Here's the video. I am all on board. I am all in on the idea that Asmongold should be doing the lawsuit. Again, just purely for the idea of sending a message. Speaking of sending a message, speaking of lawsuits, speaking of criminal activity, did Don Lemon violate the Klan Act? It was said earlier, and I'll repeat who said it earlier. The idea of a gay, black, liberal man getting caught up in the fucking criminal acts meant to stop the Ku Klux Klan. Y'all can say what you want about the world we live in, the day of our Lord 2026, right? We got some issues. Epstein files still ain't fucking fully dropped. The world's ran by a cabal of pedophiles. We may or may not be on the brink of World War III. Who the fuck knows what's going on in Iran? All sorts of shit. I still would not want to live in any other time because of shit like this. I've never reacted to a Nate the Lawyer video, so this will be a first, but let's go.
Former CNN anchor Don Lemon has been warned by the Justice Department over allegations he joined a swarm of anti-ICE protesters who burst into a Minnesota church in the middle of Sunday service and accused a pastor of working with ICE.
Our resistance protesters, they're planning an operation that we're going to follow them on. I can't tell you exactly what they're doing.
I didn't cover the Don Lemon stuff because I had already, like, I was watching it as it was happening on my own time. I was like, fuck, I'm not going in with, with unknown information, so I'm not, react to it or anything. It wouldn't be an honest reaction. But, dude, I was following on this, watching all these videos and whatnot as it was going down. This shit was so fucking cringe. This dude is the devil.
But it's called Operation Pull Up. And it's the Kima Armstrong, and she has been doing this since George Floyd, Dante Wright, and others, where they surprise people, catch them off guard, and hold them to account. What do you think of this?
I mean, this is unacceptable. It's shameful. It's shameful to interrupt a public gathering of Christians in worship. So,
but there were folks who will say,
I have to take care of my flock.
Okay, but listen, we live in there's a Constitution and a First Amendment to freedom of speech and freedom to assemble and protest.
Yeah, freedom to assemble on public property. Freedom to protest on public property. This is private property. So they actually do not have that freedom. And honestly, I assume Don Lemon knows that, but he might be so fucking retarded that he actually doesn't.
We're here to worship. We're here to worship Jesus because that's the hope of these cities. That's the hope of the world is Jesus Christ.
I said, how did I become the face of this? And my producer said, Don, you're a gay black man in America.
Don Lemon has officially achieved the impossible. He is so dumb that he's managed to violate a law written to stop the Ku Klux Klan. Let's talk about it. Here's a quick message from this video sponsor.
All right, y'all know the deal. We let sponsor reads play out. If we're going to steal their content, we'll let the sponsor reads play out.
Doc. Okay, raise your hand if you've been putting off doctor's appointments, dental cleanings, annual checkups, eye exam. Yeah, my hand's raised too. When something feels off, I'll Google it. Then I'll tell myself it's probably fine.
Wait, hold on, Dad. Isn't that the reason why you was in the hospital with a brain tumor? Because you were waiting so long.
Good point. But that's why I present to you ZocDoc. ZocDoc is a free app and website that helps you find and book high-quality in-network doctors so you can find someone you love. We're talking about more than 150,000 providers across all 50 states. Whether you're looking for dermatology, dentistry, primary care, eye care, or one of the 200 plus specialties, you can search by specialty or symptom and build a care team that's right for you. Want to see your doctor in person? Great. Prefer a video visit? You can do that too. You can read thousands of verified patient reviews, see real-time availability, and book instantly. No phone tag, no waiting around. Appointments through ZocDoc happen fast, typically within 24 to 72 hours, and you can even score same-day appointments. Now, I use ZocDoc, and so should you. Stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/Nate the Lawyer to find and instantly book a doctor that you would love today. That's ZocDoc.com/Nate the Lawyer. Link is in the description and the pinned comment.
Thank you to...
Well, Patrick Rock says, making sure the doctor's American isn't good enough. Now, you have to make sure they're American. You have to make sure they're white. You have to make sure they're straight. You have to make sure they're male. You have to make sure they're not a female. You have to make sure they're not a minority. There's a lot more than just... Because being an American could be anything these days. So you got to do a whole lot more than just American.
ZocDoc for sponsoring this message. Now, back to the video.
Okay, let me take you back to Sunday morning, January 18th. We're in St. Paul, Minnesota, and families are gathering at the city's church to worship. Now, enter Don Lemon. He gets together with a group of protesters, and for whatever reason, they conspire to go and protest inside this church. Now, there are a lot of problems with going inside private property to protest, but we'll get to that in a second. Now, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know we look at the law, then we look at the facts, and then you get to decide how it's going to play out. So first, let me introduce you to 18 U.S.C. Section 241. This is called the KKK Act. Now, this law isn't new. It was passed May 31st, 1870, literally 156 years ago. Now, Congress...
If I had to wager a guess, let's see, hold on. All right, 18 U.S. Code 241, conspiracy against rights. What political party proposed 18, let's see, what was it? 18 Code 241, conspiracy against rights. Because if I had to wager a guess, it's not going to be the party you think it is. That's what I thought was proposed and passed by the Republican Party. Because remember, guys, the KKK, yeah, they were all liberals. They were all Democrats. They were all leftists. So yeah, I'm not shocked at all that the law that was proposed and passed to protect black people from the KKK was done by the Republican Party. I figured that would be the case, but I thought, you know what, let's fact check.
USC Section 241. This is called the KKK Act. Now, this law isn't new. It was passed May 31st, 1870, literally 156 years ago. Now, Congress passed this law specifically to stop the Ku Klux Klan from riding out in the night and terrorizing freed slaves. Now, in the South, you would have a whole bunch of armed white men throw on hoods and go to black churches, kick everybody out, and burn down the building. Sometimes they'd burn down the building while leaving everyone in the building. So, Congress had enough of that and decided to pass this law. Now, what the act does, it makes it a federal crime for two or more people to conspire to injure, oppress, threaten, or intimidate any person in the free exercise or enjoyment of any right or privilege secured to them by the Constitution. And in this particular case, we're talking about your First Amendment right to exercise your religious preference. So, simply put, if you get together with a whole bunch of people and go to a church to interrupt their religious services, you are committing a federal crime and can serve up to 10 years in prison. Now, for you to be convicted,
bro, imagine Donnie Boy. We know he wouldn't get 10 years in prison. Like, let's say this all does happen. Let's say Donnie Boy gets arrested, gets prosecuted, the whole nine. And he's getting a fucking slap on the wrist because he's Don fucking Lemon. He's gonna get, like, probation, pay a fine, something like that. But, God, there is a universe out there where homie gets the book thrown at him and he gets, you know, all 10 years. I kind of want to be part of that universe.
To this crime, there are 4 elements the government has
to
prove.
What up, AJ?
It has to prove, number 1, a conspiracy, an agreement between 2 or more persons to do this thing. Next, they got to show that you had the specific intent to injure, oppress, threaten, or intimidate. The victims have to be a person within the United States, and the right has to be something that's constitutionally protected, like your freedom of religion. So let's go through the elements. Is there a conspiracy, an agreement between 2 or more persons? Here.
Obviously, the answer to this is yes. You had an entire gathering of individuals, and you had Don Lemon knowingly, I don't know if instigating is the right word, but at the very least, joining and participating in with these individuals. Now, granted, he under the guise of, I'm here doing journalism and fair reporting, but we all know that's not the case.
Here's what Don Lemon says.
So the American flag or whatever, but these are resistance protesters. They're planning an operation that we're going to follow them on. I can't tell you exactly what they're doing, but it's called Operation Pull Up. And it's Takima Armstrong, and she has been doing this since George Floyd, Dante Wright, and others, where they surprise people, catch them off guard, and hold them to account. And so that's what we're doing here. And then after we do this operation, you'll see it live and use these operations as surprise operations. Again, I can't tell you where they're going.
So it seems like there is a clear agreement between 2 or more people on what they're going to do, how they're going to do it, where to meet up, and where they are going. So Don Lemon knows where they're going, what they're about to do.
Man, is this anybody else, or did gay dudes ruin the turtleneck? Like, because turtlenecks used to be cool, right? Turtlenecks were fucking awesome. I like turtlenecks. I don't wear them. Not anymore. I feel like gay dudes ruined the turtleneck. It's unfortunate.
And how they're about to do it, right? They're going to confront some people. Don Lemon then admits more of the conspiracy.
They're getting the operation together. Again, this is an operation that is a secret, that they invited folks out. Can't tell you what is going to happen, but you're going to watch it live unfold here on the Don Lemon Show. There are for this reason.
True, Lenny. Just like chicks ruin Jeeps and 4Runners. Fucking facts.
Looks for this reason, it may look like MAGA coded, but there's a reason they have so many white people here. I'm just going to be honest. It's because of the operation that they're doing today. It's important to have allies, as they said, white allies here. So
it looks MAGA coded because they've got white allies. What the fuck does that even mean? Like, the proposition here is that if there's a gathering of a lot of white people for a protest, optically it would inherently be MAGA coded.
That is what I could say. I turned our camera off of them because they're giving some critical information here. But there we go. Everybody's ready to go.
So it seems like we got 2 or more people in a conspiracy to do something. So next we're talking about specific intent. Does Don Lemon have any evidence that there's any specific intent to injure, oppress, threaten, or intimidate whoever they're going to go and confront?
Operation Pull Up, more of a clandestine operation. We show up somewhere that is a key location. They don't expect us to come there, and then we disrupt.
Listen to this dumb slut talking about like it's some sort of fucking military operation, right? Like she's part of SEAL Team 6. Girlie, look at the size of you. You part of Whale Team 6.
Business as usual.
So now they've make it very clear that wherever they're going there to disrupt, which to me sounds like injure, oppress, threaten, or intimidate. How else do you disrupt? So I think we have our first 2 elements pretty clear here. We have a conspiracy and agreement between 2 or more people, and we have the specific intent to disrupt, which to me sounds like injure, oppress, threaten, or intimidate someone. But now we get to find out where they're going to disrupt.
Okay, so we are here now. Do you think if you just have it, I think maybe if you just have it on the church, but if they see me, they're gonna know. No?
I don't, it just depends.
What?
Don't name the location.
I'm not naming the location, but I mean, I'm just wondering if you see me.
I mean,
the folks inside see me.
Are the congregants really on live?
I love how fucking like how much this dude thinks of himself, how full of himself he is. Like, you know, if they see me, if they see world-renowned independent journalist Don Lemon, because everybody knows who I am, I'm such a celebrity. If they see me, they'll know something is up. Yeah. If they see you, last I checked, people don't even know who you are. Exhibit A.
How you doing, sir? Good. Can we talk to you? Where are you from? You live in New York?
Who are you?
Don Lemon.
You're a fucking moron, dude.
Homeboy didn't know who he was. He had to be told he's Don Lemon. He's like, oh, right, Don Lemon. Yeah, the fucking moron, Don Lemon. Yeah, main character syndrome like a motherfucker.
Instead of in service right now.
No, but they'll be like, why is Don Lemon here?
Sunday morning. Sunday morning church.
Yeah, okay, we'll see.
Like,
dude, people don't even know who you are to the point you gotta wear a fucking name tag on your beanie. You gotta have your name plastered on your fucking forehead for people to realize who you might be.
Well, what else? It's Sunday, and we already said the church.
No, we didn't.
Yes, you said it.
No, I didn't.
No,
I did not.
So now we know they're at a church, and in that church are a whole bunch of U.S. citizens. So that satisfies element 3, where we're talking about the victim is a person in the United States or its territories. But now, the right. What right are they about to violate? Well, Don Lemon makes it very clear that they're about to interrupt these people exercising their First Amendment right to worship the way they want.
They're in the middle of the church. During the beginning of the church service, the pastor was speaking, and Nakima stood up and said her piece, and then the protesters surrounded her. But this is a clandestine mission. I think they found out one of, according to them, this is according to Operation Pull Up, that one of the pastors here is a member of ICE. And so here we.
And so the fuck, what if he is? So the fuck, what if he is? Okay, so you got a pastor that may or may not be a member of ICE. And it's a completely legal, legitimate job in the United States of America. I don't see how trespassing and forming what it could be tantamount to a riot in on private property is justifiable at all for someone that has a job. Then again, these people might just be annoyed that the protesters, when I say these people, might be annoyed that people here in the church actually have jobs.
Yeah.
You could talk to the lead pastor.
Yeah.
Let me show you.
Okay.
Now, to make it absolutely clear, Don Lemon talks to the pastor to confirm that what they were doing was exercising their freedom of religion because they were there to worship Jesus, and they are now being intimidated.
Here to worship Jesus because that's the hope of these cities. That's the hope of the world is Jesus Christ.
I want to be very respectful. Please don't push me, though.
We're here.
Let's roll that back. I want any of y'all. Maybe I'm just a simplistic dum-dum that didn't graduate high summer school. But I didn't see no push.
That's the hope of the world is Jesus Christ.
I want to be very respectful. Please don't push me, though.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no push. Exactly, Zax. You're trying to potentially maybe build a case for like assault or something like that in case, you know, this goes south, in case it doesn't go your way. But it's also entirely on camera so people can see you're just a bitch.
We're here to worship Jesus.
Yes.
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why we're here. Okay. That's what we're about.
Don't you think Jesus would be understanding
we're about
and love these folks?
We're about spreading the love of Jesus.
But did you try to talk to them as a Christian?
No one is willing to talk.
Okay.
I have to take care of.
No, I disagree with the Pambandi aspect. Pambondi's a fucking idiot. So I agree with you all the way up into. Oh wait. I don't have faith, Pambandi and team. Yeah, you're correct. You were correct not to have faith in that. Pambandi is a fucking moron. Pambandi is the biggest stain on this entire administration. She is worthless. Still would, though.
My church and my family, so I asked if you actually would also leave this building.
You don't want us to chronicle what happened?
Unless you're here to worship.
I'm always worship. I'm a Christian.
We're here to worship.
I somehow doubt that. I somehow doubt that Donnie Boy's a Christian.
Yeah. We're here to worship. Okay.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Now, to even make it more clear that people in that church were intimidated, here is Don Lemon's account of people crying in the corner.
And there are people here who are, I'm looking at a young man who's in the corner. He's frightened. He's scared. He's crying. People are leaving church.
Great. Good job, Donnie Boy. So now, in your coverage of these protesters, you're actively making a case that they brought some sort of harm or distress onto the individuals of this church on private property when they were exercising their freedom of religious expression. Good job, Donnie Boy, you fucking moron.
All these comfortable white people who are living lavish, comfortable lives while children are dragged into concentration camps. You're living real life, nice lives with your lattes, doing absolutely nothing for your Latino and Somali brothers and sisters.
I don't know how many of y'all watching need to be aware of this, but I don't think I have any Latino or Somali brothers and sisters. If I do, they were adopted. There's certainly no blood relation. You can just kind of look at me and tell.
So you come here to a man wearing a suit as a preacher? Did Jesus wear a suit? Did Jesus profit off the words? No! Jesus would dine with immigrants. Do not touch me. Touch me again and see what happens.
Hey, you can't.
You are a fake Christian. Why are you not standing with your Somali and Latino communities? Why do I not see you out at Whipple every day protesting this attack on humanity? Where are you? You're sinners. You're pretending to be Christians. But we know you live an easy life, don't you? A very easy life while people are starving. Shame.
Now, one thing.
This asshole is paid. He's made 40K off this already. I don't doubt he's paid whatsoever. I could 100% believe that. Do you have any like information or evidence about the number 40K, or are you just throwing out like a random number? Again, not that I doubt it. I have no doubt for it all. The vast majority, I don't know about majority, but a very good number of these agitators are 100% paid agitators. I doubt this guy is any different. As far as how much he's made, not entirely sure. Hypno counts he's Mexican. No, first of all, Hypno's Puerto Rican. First of all, second of all, Hypno my homie. He my bro. He's not my brother. We're not related. But he is my bro. UAF will make it for a two-banger. It looked like Don was trying to kiss the dude. It's because Don's gay, bro. Don's gay. He saw that nice white Christian pastor with a strong jawline and the right amount of gruff, and Donnie Boy thought, ha.
You have to also understand, if you're saying, hey, Don Lemon didn't do anything, he was just there observing. He knew what their intentions were. He helped plan things out. Well, I'll say this. Even if Don Lemon didn't know that any of that other stuff, like the intimidation, was going to happen, he can still be held criminally liable for his other co-defendants' actions. Like this particular guy.
Yesterday, I went into a church with Nakima Armstrong, and I protested. Yesterday,
Pim Bondi vows to charge me for protesting a white supremacist church. Yeah, I think Zax is right. Now, here's the dealio, though. Let's say he made 40K. Let's say he made 40K. Bro, you can't do anything about none of this? You can't do nothing about none of this? Check my DMs. Ooh, we might have some extra information. Why, thank you, Zax. Let's see what we got here. One moment. Now, 40K, and you still got that fucked up sort of... No fucking way. Help me practice my First Amendment rights. $45,000. Almost $46,000. An anonymous 50, an anonymous 500, anonymous 100. Hold on. Donations. 104 people just donated. I stay loud for the Republic. Help me with my expenses, including food, shelter, fuel, and batteries for megaphones. So this dude, yeah, he is traveling to do this. He is 100% a paid agitator. Minneapolis is standing strong. I want to stay, but the fight is everywhere. And Jolly Good Ginger is headed to Minneapolis, headed to Los Angeles, head to Los Angeles next. Big event downtown at the Tesla Diner on the 16th. Then I'm catching a red eye to the big Broadview protests in Chicago on the 17th. Might head back to Minneapolis after, depending on where ICE is going hardest. Thank you for all the support. Dude is 100% a paid agitator. Go get him, hero. No rest for the wicked Nazi scum. Bro, this is... Hold on. See all... Actually, no. Let's see top. 500, 500, 500. Sylvia. Oh, who's this? All right. Profile has not been set up yet. Interesting. Donated 500, but a profile hasn't been set up. That seems a little strange to me. Whoa, no, donated a thou wow. Donated 2 different 500 bangers. Who's this person? Carly Pernocus. No, I said I wanted Carly. Give me Carly. Yo, when I click on Carly's name, it brings me back to Sylvian Trepainer. Yeah, exactly. Zalozi says, shell account sending money. When I click on Carly's name... Okay, hold on. This one brought up Carly. Never mind. Profile has not been set up yet. Interesting. Profile has not been set up yet. That's strange. Why is all these accounts, profiles not been set up? Bradley Legrid? Who's this Bradley Legrid person? 300. Profile has not been set up yet. Nope, no, I don't want to donate. Fuck that. I want to see top donations. There we go. Stephanie Lind. Profile has not been set up yet. I'm sensing quite the pattern here, you guys. Heidi email. Guys, the last name is email. First, by the way, Zax, great find. Thank you. Profile has not been set up yet. This is insane. All these top donos are effectively fake accounts. Anonymous, Stacy Bonzer. Profile has not been set up yet. I gotta make sure not to dox myself. But I want to potentially show you guys something. Let's see. Give me one moment here. I think... Was this my password for GoFundMe? I don't remember. I don't remember my password for GoFundMe. Shit. Let's try this one. Oh, fuck, I can't remember my email for GoFundMe. Point is, I was gonna show you guys, I have a GoFundMe account. My profile is set up because I have funded some individuals. Many an individual, because Zax is incredible and he often, does people's, GoFundMes and whatnot on his show if they need something and whatnot. He's a good dude. Donated several of them. Guess what? I've got a set up account. It shows, it shows like my, I don't know what it shows actually. I'm gonna be real. It probably just show like a donation history of stuff. All right, let's go back to this. Kerry Green, Miles Runsoff, Slan Anderson, Trang T. Trong. Trang T. Trong. What are the odds that Trang T. Trong is a real fucking profile has not been set up yet? That's all the donors, all the top ones at least. This profile is private. This is the first one. Miles Runsdorf is the first account so far that hasn't been, that's actually like been relatively accessible. Now it's private. That was a rabbit hole, Zax. Yeah, hiding email is the best. That is funny. Some money laundering shit. Who is this guy related to? To be fair, I don't set up accounts either. If I donate, I do a one-time donation without setting up an account. So I have, like I said, I've got an official Words of Paradise account for doing donations and stuff like that. I still usually do it like anonymously because I don't want to be traced back to like my name or anything like that. But I have a specific account for doing donations from the Words of Paradise aspect of things. Yeah, our tax dollars are going to these people. You're exactly correct. Our tax dollars are going to these people.
Yesterday, I went into a church with Nakima Armstrong and I protested these white supremacists. A pastor of the church is a fucking ICE leader in the city. How can you be a...
Was there any... By the way, was there any proof of that? Was there any proof? Is there proof that the Minneapolis pastor was a... It autocorrected. It put 0 proof. David Eastwood, social media. All right, let's check this out. Who's David Eastwood? Social media claims city's church pastor serving as serving as field officer, director of ICE in St. Paul. I mean, intense. Yeah, read more. According to social media post, David Eastwood, who's listed as pastor of the city, has been serving as a field officer director of ICE in the city. However, it seems that claim is stemmed from the fact that the ICE field officer director in St. Paul is also David Easterwood. There is no definitive proof to show that pastor of the city's church and the ICE official are the same individual. While the name matches, no authoritative report linked the pastor's identity to the federal agency role. So there's not, exactly what I thought, there's not even proof of this. There's not even proof of it. Which is what, because if there was, we'd have heard about it by now. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but we'd have heard about it.
Pastor and be a ICE agent. Fuck them. They want to come after me? How can they live so comfortably while the people from Somalia that are in this country legally, that have citizenship, can't even go to their mosque and pray? How do they...
Fuck you and your, how can they live comfortably? Dude, you are flying. You're going from Minneapolis to fucking LA and then flying to Chicago. It sounds to me like you're living pretty fucking comfortably.
They deserve any different.
So, as you heard, the pastor said we're worshiping God, asked them to leave. They refused to leave. So now what do? To me, it seems like all 4 of these elements have at least been spoken to, but it's going to be up to you to determine if they've been satisfied. beyond a reasonable doubt. So now, with all four elements seemingly satisfied, the DOJ says, we're going to be coming after you. Here is the Assistant Attorney General for the Civil Rights Division of the United States of America explaining what are the possible charges.
I gotta test something. I'm curious. Like, I feel like Benny Johnson needs a beard. I feel like Benny Johnson, what would this man look like with a beard? Is anybody else curious? I don't know the whole clean-shaven thing. I mean, Benny makes it work, but he seems so young because of it. Also, how old is Benny Johnson? How old is Benny Johnson? Hey, he's 38. He's got this baby face thing going on, but he's nearly 40. Let's see what Benny Johnson looks like with a beard. How many Somalis you housing, scraggly bearded man? That's an excellent question. How many Somalians is he housing? I would wager a guess 0. Now, to be fair, he looks homeless, so he might not even be housing himself. Shout out to Nate the Lawyer. Yeah, dude, this is my very first Nate the Lawyer video. It came up in my recommended feed, and I was like, you know what? I wanted to cover the Don Lemon stuff in some way anyway, but I was already all like caught up on watching the videos, so you know, reacting to a creator I'd never reacted to before, I was like, yeah, that's maybe a good angle to go about it. Is this an improvement, guys? Is this an improvement? I feel like it would need to be better maintained. But I think this would be an improvement. Benny, if you're watching, grow a beard, homie. It's that simple. Benny Affleck? That's good. Benny Affleck, I like that. All right, let's get back to this.
General for the Civil Rights Division of the United States of America explaining what are the possible charges they intend to bring against Don Lemon and his co-conspirators.
I see various crimes that have occurred. Exactly what they are, I'm not going to flag, but the FACE Act has been mentioned as one of the predicates there. In other cases, the Biden DOJ used the Klan Act conspiracy charges tacked on to the FACE Act in the case of protests outside abortion clinics to bring much longer sentences. So there are a number of tools available to us. Who funded this? What else? What other crimes may have occurred? Was there a use of the wires or the mails in preparing for this event? Did anyone cross state lines to do this? All of those are potential predicates for additional federal charges.
Okay, so you guys got to see the irony in this. A law passed to stop the Ku Klux Klan from bothering black people is now going to be employed against BLM and Don Lemon. But my question to you, you know the elements?
I love it.
You've seen the evidence. Do you think Don Lemon has a problem? Now, if I was Don Lemon, I would be getting all my ducks in a row because it seems like they may be coming after me because he's documented everything. Now, with that being said, don't forget, like, share, subscribe, do all that great YouTube stuff. And the height of irony is that BLM is about to be charged with violating a statute created to stop the KKK. And Don Lemon may also be charged.
And there's a certain degree of entitlement. I think people who are, in the religious groups like that, it's not the type of Christianity that I practice, but I think that they're entitled, and that entitlement comes from a supremacy, a white supremacy. And they think that this country was built for them, that it is a Christian country, when actually we left England because we wanted religious freedom. It's religious.
He cannot be more wrong. We are a Christian nation. Our morals, our values, our entire Constitution is built upon Christian foundations. We wanted, so the idea that we left the UK to be anti-religious or whatnot, no, we wanted more religious freedom from the Church of England specifically, not from Christianity as a practice. No, we didn't leave the country because of taxes. We broke away from the UK and formed our own nation because of taxes. But when like the settlers and whatnot came over here to leave the Church of England, often it was due to religious persecution. Yes, it was because of the Church of England, but not a complete rejection of Christianity, specifically the Church of England. So like again, we are a Christian nation.
Freedom, but only if you're a Christian and only if you're a white male, pretty much. And so, yeah, I absolutely 100%, but it's an intimidation tactic. And, I said, I don't understand how I've become the face of it when I was a journalist. I do understand that I'm the biggest name there. And I'm also, as I was on with my producers this morning, you know, you and Kylie talk all the time. My producers were saying, I said, how did I become the face of this? And my producer said, Don, you're a gay black man in America.
Whenever all else fails, just scream racism and hope for the best. My name is Nate the Lawyer. I'm out.
Great video. Great video. Yeah, we might need to do more Nate the Lawyer videos on this show. That was real good. Here's the link. You guys are unaware. Give it a like, the whole nine. Absolutely well done. Damn. I was quite impressed by that. Yeah, fuck Don Lemon. He's a loser. He's worthless. I hope he is charged. I absolutely hope he's charged. Typical, he turns to being black and gay. Absolutely. He's got no other defense. It's all about identity. Black and gay. Speaking of identity, this video right here, this just proves it. And it's about women competing against men in sports. I'm talking like actual women. Let's check this out.
These are female giants.
All right, we got a video here.
And they?
This one is by Jesse James West over here.
Are the world's strongest dwarves. And they'll be competing.
Are we about to watch midgets fuck up tall women? Let's go! Bro, this is gonna be amazing!
In strength competitions, all to find out who is stronger. Starting with 1 rep max on the squats, we've got Maya versus Lorenzo. With 1 rep max on the squats,
Yo, does she look like a Jack Candace Owens to anyone else? Like, is this just one of, like, I'm not trying to be all black people look alike and whatnot, but she looking an awful lot like a jacked Candace Owens.
Got Maya versus Lorenzo, baby. Woo! Let's go. We're going to go plate by plate, up and up and up. Whoever fails first, whoever can't keep up, loses.
You're going down.
Yeah.
No, you're going down.
Starting off with just the bar.
Hey, don't fail over there.
And while they warm up to some serious weight, I want to let you know that although these guys may look small, Lorenzo here has been known to squat over 700 pounds.
Fuck me, bro. That is busted. I mean, low center of gravity, maybe that helps.
I have a lot of faith in him. I think he's going to score a lot today.
He's like a fucking ant, bro.
Let's go, Maya.
Lightweight.
You know, like ants are like super strong compared to their body weight? Damn.
Oh, she's moving. The biggest thing is the range of motion. Is more or less better?
Fucking
But that's not the only question we're going to answer. Because some of these challenges that I have lined up in this video are going to answer some questions that you probably never even thought of.
I got you. Your delts are insane. Are you kidding me, bro? Bro.
Guys, this is why we respect muscle mommies up in this bitch. That's attractive as fuck. Like, women with that level of muscle, I don't give a fuck, bro. That's attractive as fuck.
Can I?
I guess.
Who's bigger? Who has better delts? I think she
Maybe you should go stand over there.
The Mervoff with a two-banger. Some dwarves have pug lips and ape strength to size.
That's stupid. You're stupid. Stop being stupid.
Yo, that was diabolical. Shout out, Mervoff.
Sorry. Yes, ma'am. 405 on the bar.
Here we go.
Stronger than me. Drive. Let's go, Lorenzo. You want a spot? No spot?
Bro, it was so easy.
How are we feeling
It was
right
so
now?
easy.
She's strong. She just did 405.
Hey, they're over there getting a pep talk. You don't need a pep talk.
A pep talk?
We could go 5 plates right now. He don't even need the quarter.
Okay. How you feeling, Lorenzo?
Doing great, man.
I like how even when he's squatting, he's like damn near the same height as some of them standing.
I'm ready to go 6 plates if we need to.
Let's go, boys.
But then before we could even do any more weight, the female giants began their unrelenting trash talk.
What'd she say?
The ROM is like 3 inches. Come on now.
Hey, 3 inches is all you need. What's wrong with 3 inches?
Nothing.
I'm asking for friends.
Of course.
Only research purposes.
I did not expect them to go this heavy. 5 plates. I've never seen a woman do this, and I think we're about to see it.
Wait. What's wrong with that? Okay, who cares? Who cares though? It's about how you use it, you know?
Okay, Leaflet, girly. Yes, it is about how you use it. Correct. Like 3 inches. I'm just guessing. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Do we have any women in the chat today? Usually we have like 2 or 3. Do we have any women in the chat? If so, 3 inches, yay or nay? Because I would wager a guess as to nay.
Jeez.
Oh, PK the one only is yay?
Just a casual 5, something I've never done in my life.
Me neither, but we're gonna get it today.
Oh, okay, says no.
No.
Please be careful.
Listen, I'm not a big fan of feeling like I have, I'm not a huge fan of feeling like I'm in a romantic relationship with Vlad the Impaler, okay? Like it's fine. 3 is fine.
Come on! I'm right here. She's shaking.
Wait, she's gotta go down.
Drive! Oh, that was only you!
Bro, she was struggling. She was struggling. 495 pounds, bros. She was struggling with 495 pounds. Let's see how the dwarf does, bro. Let's see how the midget does. Oh, you were saying yes to women being in the chat. Yeah, you might be the only woman in the chat today.
That was all you!
I know there's such a thing as too big, but I'm just saying I would imagine 3 inches is also too small. I know there's such a thing as too big. So I've heard from women.
PR! Come up front! All hail! All hail, jacked woman!
Catch you later, Itzel.
Thank you, dog. Yo, respect. Thank you. Respect. However, even though that was a PR for Maya, 495 was no problem for Lorenzo.
You sure you got it?
He nailed it, dude.
Yo.
Damn.
It's okay to quit. Do you need another pep talk? I know Jesse already gave you guys.
How ironic is it that going up against midgets, the women are the ones that are going to come up short?
One, but I could come give you another one.
Oh my God! No, she didn't.
Wow.
A little 2.5 to make it 500.
Dude, they're talking
500
so much
pounds,
shit.
baby. Which is a squat that most people only dream of ever reaching.
There you go. There you go.
Easy. Drive.
500 pounds.
PR. Mega PR. All right, boys. Yo, just end it right now. That's her max. Just go for it. Go for something big.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. 500.
Homie going all in. He's suiting up. He got the 80s action movie Commando montage going on with this midget about to just lay it down on these broads. Hypnotic says black guy literally got the Mr. Popo look. Damn.
185 pounds on the bar. Am I clear? Yep. Good job, Zoe.
Dude, he is at 585! And he did a second? Dude, 3 reps and this little dude just beat her by 85 pounds. I don't ever... dude, this right here ends the entire trannies in women's sports debate. We've got fucking midget dudes. Just little tykes. Bodying these broads.
Damn.
All right, round 1. Strongest dwarves. Yeah. Next event.
You have lost all credibility with a 3 is fine. No one believes you. Okay. It's like...
Gonna require a little bit of teamwork.
We got the 6,000-pound G-Wagon pull. Whoever can pull it the fastest all the way to the green plates wins it for their team. 2 women.
All right, so this one might go to the women purely because they've got longer strides. Like, the women aren't stronger, but this is a game of speed. He says whoever can do it faster. These women are fucking giants. So they're probably gonna take this one.
2 men. First up, we've got the dwarves. Let's go!
We got this.
And then we got the tall ladies. Comment below who's your favorite team.
All right, my favorite team are the dwarves for obvious reason, but goddamn, them broads be fine.
Okay, 3, 2.
Rob out with a dollar banging super chat or super sticker shout out. Thank you so much.
1, go, pull!
Aww. Slow and steady doesn't win the race.
It's going! It's going! It's going! Come on, boys! Come on! Go!
Shit.
Come on! Easy! Let's go! Taking up pace! Go, boys! Go! Come on! Come on, guys! Go! Easy! Yeah! Come on! Keep going! Keep going! Strength!
Nice. All right. Honestly, they went way faster than I thought they would. The little guys went way faster than I thought they would.
Oh, let's go, boys. Let's go.
I took a nap before you guys got down here. That was adorable, yeah.
The dwarves' time is 19 seconds and 39 milliseconds.
All right, like I said, I think the women are going to take this one. I think the giants are going to take this one because, again, longer strides and whatnot. I would like to see them lose. I would like to see the dwarves dominate in every single category, but I don't think it's going to be the case. Agreed, Zach. This is entertaining as fuck.
I think you're going to be humbled.
What was that?
You're going to be humbled.
I'm gonna be humble. I guess we'll find out.
You know you don't have to go down to hear them, right?
You don't have to go down to hear them.
Dude, you're part of our group.
Look, I'm gonna give the broads credit. I'm gonna give these broads credit. They've been talking mad smack, and like, I do like it when broads can talk some ridiculous shit. Now, if the dwarves throw it back and they get all huffy, that'd be a problem. But as long as they can give and take, this is a-okay.
No.
Let's go! Next, it was the ladies' turn, and they really needed to win this because the momentum was definitely in the dwarves' favor. In 3, 2, 1, go! 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 Come on, go!
Oh shit! They look like they struggle busting.
Push! Push! 8 seconds! Push! Push! Come on! Come on, drive!
You got it?
Drive! Drive!
Time, please.
It is so close.
Do they win?
Holy crap.
There's no way.
Okay, dude, first off, though, I gotta be real. This is a little bit unfair because they have fucking vertical leverage.
Exactly what I said. Exactly what I said.
Yeah, they have vertical leverage like on the car, whereas like for that, for
Okay, Zach, so the boobs don't help them, but they do help us in terms of being entertained.
the short dudes, it's like they had to fucking, like for the dwarves, they were like so close to the ground. Right? Like it's not even fair.
No. The boys had 19 seconds and 39 milliseconds. The girls had 19 seconds and 23 milliseconds.
All right, hold on. Yes, the girls won. The girls did win. Let's talk about this logistically for a second. These are the world's strongest women, right? These women are giants. There is a 16 millisecond difference when compared to midgets, bro. 16 milliseconds when compared to fucking midgets. This is not really that much of a dub for these broads. Holy shit. Women are not, even by winning, they still don't come out looking all that great. Exactly, Lenny. 15-year-old boys would beat this time easy.
Even then, it was barely.
Win.
Barely.
Oh, whatever. You suck. There are still more.
All right, let's see over here.
This one right here. This one right here looks like if you took Vince Vaughn and you shrunk him down, but you didn't keep the aspect ratio correct. Like, if I wanted to put Vince Vaughn on a thumbnail, but I fucked up the aspect ratio, it would come out with this guy.
Oh, whatever. You suck. There are still more.
All right, let's see over here. Cream Monarch, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for the kicks. All that muscle and smack talk, yeah, I know one of those women still lays in bed like a dead fish. Holy shit.
Event win.
Losers.
Oh, whatever. You suck. There are still more events. Let's get to the next event. Come on, let's go.
Let's go.
Next event, we got mass wrestling. We're sending up 3 people, one at a time. All you have to do is pull your opponent across the line without letting go of the bar.
And this competition is best 2 out of 3.
In round 1, we got Lucy.
Now, I would wager a guess. Like, obviously the women got the advantage in this, because they, like, the dwarves have to pull them further. Like, because the women have a height advantage, they can, like, they've got further to go forward. But the dwarves are stronger, so I think they can do it. Yeah, Killer Mike G says dwarves got this. Like, from a straight perspective, they do, but they have to work harder for it.
Khalil! Let's go, Lucy! Let's go, Khalil!
Come on, Luce.
Come on, Khalil.
Ready? 3.
Did y'all hear his name? I'm done. Listen to his name.
Come on, Luce. Come on, Khalil. Ready. 3.
He is literally Khalil too short. He is literally Khalil too short. This is Kata. Holy shit. Fucking Mr. Popo Kata up in this bitch.
2, 1, go.
Not to brag, but
God damn it. Kata, you fucking failure. Atreus wouldn't have done that. Atreus wouldn't have fucked this up. Fucking Kata. UAF Omega says, send this to Kata. I will, dude. Nah. I might make a short out of this and fucking post it. Yeah, oh, bro says Khalil too weak. Bro, Khalil too weak is savage.
I like we're the winners again.
She won,
That's a point for the girls.
Can I check?
Listen, boys, I'm stepping in for you, okay?
Let's go,
I got you. I gotta get you 1 point.
You're gonna get him a point? Let's go.
You are
Seal Whisperer says, I'm a dwarf and I'm digging the hole to kill.
a lot taller than I thought.
If you lose, can we put him in the negative?
I got this.
It's only fair. If you can give him a point, you can lose him.
We got confidence in him.
All legs, girly.
Wait, whoa.
I was just getting adjusted here.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go, Natasha. Oh, come on, Natasha.
come on.
By the way, this is another case in which, like, the height leverage is huge.
Agreed. She is right.
This is another...
Yeah, Leela's entirely correct. But also, if the dwarves were beating them on average of this shit, what's this jacked dude gonna do? This isn't even close.
Another case of that.
He doesn't even look like he's really trying.
Such an
Let's go, Jesse.
Come on.
Let's go, Jesse.
Come on.
You curling.
Yeah.
That's a point for the guys. Next one wins. Who's up next?
Yeah. That was easy mode for him. He, like, you could tell he really wasn't even trying. He could have done a whole lot. He was messing with her for sure.
Britt. Let's
go,
send up Britt.
Woo, woo. Oh, they're scared. Look at them trembling. Don't be nervous.
Let's go, Jug.
Can we get chalk?
No chalk. Shake hands.
Let's go, Brett.
You got it, Tom.
Come on, Tom.
And for this matchup, Tom has a ton of pressure because if he loses
Can lift Owens. Can lift Owens is fucking magical.
this matchup, then the dwarves will have lost the last 2 events, and the coming up ones might not favor them.
Are you okay, bro?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, I just wanted to know.
Let it go there.
Like, look
That's
how
what I'm
little
worried
he
about.
has to
Okay,
work with.
3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Women had the advantage on that one. Women absolutely had the advantage on that one. Now, Blondie was not looking like Charlotte Flair. Now, this bitch is attractive. Charlotte Flair a fucking fuggo, dude. Charlotte Flair ugly as shit, bro. Goddamn tittyless Nepo baby.
3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah.
He went flying.
Did you even try? Light work. You were supposed to pull on the stick.
Whoa, good work, Tom.
Damn.
Let's go.
His
Was it
arms are so
fun?
short,
Yeah,
exactly.
it was fun. No, it was good. I tried.
Well, it's leverage, right? It's leverage. Like the taller you are, the more, especially in the thing that, you know, your body is like kind of a simple machine. It has it can actually, like, with the leverage, you're getting like far more force. It's kind of like when you hold if you hold like an object at the very, very end, it's heavier than if you hold it at like in the middle, right?
Yeah, that was definitely heavily weighting against the guys.
I have hopes for the next one for you guys, okay?
Mechanical advantage,
let's go. Welcome to the deadlift gauntlet. One of you brave souls from each team is gonna go. 1 plate, 2 plate, 3, 4, and 5 plates. Whoever gets to the end and finishes the last rep wins it for their team. And for this,
Okay, now this one I think the dwarves got. I think the dwarves got this one. I mean, if we're doing deadlifts, they got the low center of gravity. Obviously, they are physically stronger because there's not a leverage aspect to it here. I think the dwarves got this easy.
competition, the dwarves selected Lorenzo to start them off.
Where's Mrs. Meaty? Who's going? Who's going? We've got Brittany! All right. Yeah. Shake hands. Shake hands.
Wow.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Come on, come on. 135. Strongest dwarves are going. They're already moving. Don't mess up. Okay, come on, come on. They're at 2 plates.
Four
Listen, they're moving
matters.
as fast
Four
as
matters.
it is to log your food in Macrofactor's nutrition app. It's the fastest nutrition tracking app there is on the market. Almost as fast.
Dude, the dwarf is crushing. Again, yeah, the dwarf is crushing.
As Brittany's moving at 225.
Dude ready to take out a fucking Balrog.
Guys, let's go!
With features like barcode scanning and AI photo technology, tracking your food has never been easier.
Come on, Zeb. Come on, Zeb.
Come on.
Easy, Will. Yes. All right, next one.
You got this. Big one. You got this. Come on, girl.
Yo, Lorenzo's already at 4 plates right now. I think Brittany's stuck at 3.
Easy, good. Pull. No.
She gave up. She gave up. Bitches be mad dumb. Again, this was an easy one for the dudes. This was an easy one for the little guys.
Nope.
Oh.
Hey, let's go move over.
Lorenzo's got it on his own.
Nice.
Macrofactor makes it super easy to make progress and adjust your calories because it's basically a coach. And for a fraction of the price, coaches are expensive.
It's kind of like always having a person right by your side to help you with your fitness goals. Kind of like how Emily decided to help.
If the dwarves win, do they get to smash these chicks? That is... That's a hell of a prize, bro. That would be a hell of a prize.
Britt with her 315 deadlift.
Emily and Brittany are going. I did not tell them they couldn't do this.
What?
We're going with it. Screw it. Easy.
What is this
You guys
shit?
can use code Jesse to get 2 weeks for free on
It doesn't
Macrofactor.
matter.
Put the first link in the
Dude was
description
going
and check it out.
solo,
Trust
and
me.
he's on like the last one. it
Women
doesn't
being
matter.
cheaters? Class.
Yeah, what a shock. The women are cheating. Exactly. What a fucking shock that the women cheated.
Sick. Deathwolf, thanks for the gift subs, by the way. Thank you for 5 gift subs. Thank you.
I use it. Helps me get leaner. Helps me make progress. Let's see if Lorenzo gets these 5 plates. Come on, Lorenzo! Let's go, Lorenzo!
And while Lorenzo was warming up for the final lift, it seemed like the girls had fully embraced their new strategy of using multiple people.
Let's go, Lorenzo. The girls are right there. They're about to go for 405. Come on, Lorenzo.
Come on, little guy. Come on, little guy.
Come on, girls. Oh, they're catching up. Watch your toes.
Well, yo, if the girls can do 2, then the guys can do 2 as well. We got fucking a tag in. Homie about to come give him that little hand.
They're catching up.
And so, because the girls adopted a new strategy, the boys decided to adopt one as well. But since they are a bit smaller than the girls, they made some modifications.
3? You're going 3?
I don't think we could fit 3 girls on there.
I don't think we could fit 3.
3 guys, 1 bar.
Oh my gosh. I've seen this video.
Come on, boys.
Oh, that was easy. Yeah, 3 of them, that was easy.
I got my winners. I got my winners. Come here. Give me some. Come on. Come on. Chest. Give me some. Come on. Come here. Come here. I'll make better rules next time. Forgive me.
And speaking of forgiveness, it looked like Maya wanted an apology from her teammates.
Because what actually pissed me off is he failed 500. I could have got that for 3.
So you sat that one out because you're injured right now? Take the anger out on tug of war.
Oh, no, I plan on it.
Oh, okay.
I plan on it, yeah.
Yank 'em.
Yeah.
You ready for tug of war now?
Let's go.
Next event, we've got the tug of
I used to love tug of war, bro. Back in the track and field days, tug of war was the shit. Like, all right. This is another leverage one. This is another one that's in favor of the broads. I don't know. We'll see.
of war. But
Oh my
surprise, we're tiering it.
They're going to be going head-to-head for 3 rounds, going from 3v1 to a 3v2 to a 5v5.
You must get the middle marker across the green plates. Alrighty, are you ready?
And for the first matchup, we got Jeremy, Tom, and Khalil versus Maya. Because let's be real, the Giants already have a big advantage.
Maybe you should try wrapping it around your entire
Okay, at least this time they acknowledge the advantage from the Giants.
body.
Oh.
I hope
They
you
have
like
a
being
big
walked on a
advantage
leash, because
leverage
that's
again.
what's about to happen right now. Hey, he can't tie it around himself. That's cheating.
You guys gave us that idea.
What? Who said that?
I said that. So he's gonna go flying.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go! Oh my God! That's it! Let's go, boys! Look at him!
That was easy. That was super fucking easy.
That's champions right there.
The dwarves may have been able to beat Maya when it's a 3v1.
Yeah, because they have massive like leverage.
What about if it's
here.
a 3 versus 2?
3 guys, 2 girls.
Will Maya get the revenge that she came for?
I want to win. So whoever's gonna pull, I'm not playing with them.
3.
Damn, bro. Angry black woman like Ken Lift Owens getting pissed, dude.
2, 1, go. Pull, pull, pull. Oh, it's even. It's a battle.
Do you see like the leverage advantage here? It's actually insane. They're so high up compared to them.
Oh, it's even. It's a battle.
Use those legs! Use them, let's go!
Come on.
The dwarves have advantage.
Get up, That's it. That's it.
Damn. All right, well, that didn't work.
Like work, baby. Let's go.
With the girls finally...
All right, so now it's 5v5, right? I mean, if they beat a 2-on-3, I feel like a 5v5. This one easily gonna go to the broads, right? This one easily gonna go to the broads.
Proving their strength, it was time to move on to the 5 versus 5.
Are you boys ready?
Yes, sir.
Are you ladies ready?
Yeah.
It's a yes, sir.
Yes, little guy. I think it's a yes, ma'am.
Honestly, whatever you want to say, it's all good. This wins the
Cuck. Bitch. Beta male.
round.
All right, let's see
3,
here.
2, 1, go. Pull, pull, pull. Oh, this is quick.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
It's stuck. It's not there yet.
Let's go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's go.
Come on, little guys.
There, stop.
Oh, they got it. They got it.
Girl
Train the
power.
grippers.
The girls take the win on that one.
With trigger control.
Now that the ladies got the lead, their confidence was taller than ever.
Thought we were coming in for challenges today.
You guys
Papa
did
Cat,
What
stick
is
to the
up?
bits.
I'm not that short. I'm 5'10".
That's pretty short.
Fix it in post. Wait, can we just make me taller real quick? Is it cold down there?
Is this what it's like?
Wait, 5'10" is not short.
No, 5'10" is not short.
What?
Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Jesse James West.
Hey, you guys are going against them, not me.
And with that victory,
No wonder.
the girls were ready for their final event.
The final event, if the girls win this, they take home the W. If the guys win this, we're going to a tiebreaker.
Good. All right. Look here, little dudes. You need to win this. I've talked way too much shit on women on this show for you little fuckers not to win.
My suggestion, don't lose.
And the rules...
In my opinion, if a woman could ask a dude what his height is and like how much money he makes, the dude should be able to ask her how much she weighs.
Absolutely.
That seems like it. That
That's
seems
absolutely fair. Also, how many bodies she has.
How much do you weigh and how many dudes have you
See, there it is. How many bodies she has.
fucked?
of this event are simple. The girls and the boys will be competing in 3 wrestling matches. First a 1v1, then a 3v3, and then a 5v5. If your knee touches the ground or you exit the circle, then you are eliminated.
Let's go 1v1.
Oh, and by the way, each round is worth more points than the last.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Go. Come on, bro, go. Low man wins. Low man wins.
Dude, like, again, he got short, he's center of gravity. I actually think he's going to take it. I think the little guy is going to take this. For real.
Low man wins. Oh, she's out. She's out. She's out.
Oh,
she's
damn.
out. Let's go. Let's go. Round 1, the boys.
Next up, we got the 3 versus 3. And this round should be a bit more interesting, assuming each team chose their competitors wisely.
Keep those knees off the ground. 3, 2.
Come on, big dog.
1, go. Come on. Yo, frick.
Oh, shit. Y'all heard of midget tossing. He just did that shit in reverse. He just whipped that bitch out the ring. Fucking hell, dude.
Dude, she got dunked.
No way. No way.
Yo, the midgets came in so fucking clutch, bro.
Holy shit.
Bro, we've lost so many viewers reacting to this video, and I don't give a fuck. Like the viewership on this stream has dropped over the course of this video. How y'all not having fun watching these midgets, like, just body these broads. That is wild to me that this, of all things, is making people leave.
Are you okay? Are you okay? Yo, boys, bring it in, bring it in. Round 2 to the boys, but the last round.
It's gonna be worth 5 points with everyone.
Everyone, step in.
Oh, shit.
All right, you guys need a strategy. Last round, they are scrambling around you and pushing you guys out. I did not expect this.
Throw 'em out.
Pick them up and throw them out.
Oh my
I think I need to see some viciousness from you guys.
Don't let her pick you up.
Right, good idea.
Hands in.
They know.
Team tall on 3. 1, 2, 3. Team tall.
And so, with the strategies in place, their quest for victory continued, which is just like my quest for 10 million subscribers. Which reminds me, every 250,000 subscribers that we gain on our way to 10 million subscribers, I'm gonna be flying out one of you.
I don't like the way this dude looks in glasses. That's not okay. Get some fucking contacts, bro.
You guys to come work out with me in person.
I'm with my boy Spiro. He's the first one to win. Let's get it.
So if you want a chance to come outlift me in person, hit that subscribe button and let's get to 10 mil.
Everyone good? 3, 2, 1, go! Come on! Come on! Careful, careful, careful! No way, he's out! He's out! He's out! That's not out! That's not out!
Oh, she down? He down? Oh, fuck. Dude, this is a fucking free-for-all. It's a Royal Rumble. Oh, wait, no. Oh, I thought, are there 3 dudes left or are there 4? Okay, yeah. No, this guy's clapping. He's outside the ring. So it's these 3 versus these 2. Bitch, you outside the lines. This broad outside the lines. She gotta be outski. She should be DQ'd, bro.
You fell. Didn't you fall? No, you're out. I didn't touch. Oh, the guys win.
That was easy. That was too easy.
The guys win. Are you okay? Are you okay?
I need to watch the replay because I literally jumped on top of him. So I don't believe that he didn't touch the ground.
All right.
He used their own strategy.
We gotta do a quick tiebreaker. All right.
What do you mean a tiebreaker? The dudes have 9 points. What do you mean a tiebreaker? The dudes are ahead. They're not tied.
Everyone okay? Yeah. Everyone's okay. That was nuts. The final tiebreaker. I didn't want to get to this point, guys. I didn't want to do it, but we're gonna have to do it. We're doing fireman carries for time with opposing teams on your back.
Let's go.
Guys will carry the.
What? The fuck? Firemen carries? These dudes are the size of a fire hydrant. This is unfair. Yeah, the dudes won. I don't give a fuck how this ends up. The dudes won. This is bullshit.
Girls will carry the guys. Who wants to step forward to carry somebody? Step forward.
Bro, that's...
Okay, who do you want to carry?
What?
Oh, you want Emily. Who wants Emily? He's picking. Who would you like to carry? Jeremy.
That's so unfair.
Whoever gets back to me first, you have to go get around the green plate and back.
Yeah, 60 pounds versus 160 pounds. Yeah, this is not fair at all. This is an absolute bullshit. Yeah, dude is cucked hard. What a fucking simp.
3, 2, 1, go! That was early.
And the girls got such longer strides as well.
Go!
That's so unfair.
Oh!
Wait, what? What happened?
Go! Winner!
Is that woman such a pussy she couldn't fucking carry a dwarf to and fro? Well, okay, hold on. I'm calling into question the authenticity of this video. Ain't no way that broad couldn't just carry the little tyke to and fro.
Winners!
He still won, damn. That's crazy.
Let's go, boys! Let's go! Let's go! All right, good job. Hey, shake hands, everybody. Shake hands, good game.
Now do non-dwarf men.
If they did non-dwarf men, they wouldn't have won a single category. That's unfair. There's no equity in that, Leaflet.
Do that one next.
Yes, that was a sandbag, Zalozy.
Hey there. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel. Check out everybody's socials down below. But most importantly, do not forget, 1,
Anyway, that's how I feel about trans people in sports.
I'm not even gonna listen. If she has anything else to say, we're not listening to it. We're letting that be the end point. That line. There's the video. Give Leaflet a like, a sub. Apparently, I'm not a sub. Must be subbed on my alt account. Yeah, that was brilliant. Several of those challenges were unfair. Like several of those challenges were absolutely unfair. But whatever. It's fine. Dudes came out on top in the end. That's all that matters. Yeah, Zach's out here laughing. DEI defeated. God, I love Leaflet. Yeah, me too. Leaflet needs to get on Saturday Hypnosis. That'd be awesome. Damn. That's how I feel about trans people in sports. That was diabolical. Alrighty, we got a couple more videos. We got a couple more videos than we'll be calling the stream. We'll see. I did not expect us to get through like all 5 of these this quickly. We got 2 more. Before we get to these last 2, before we get to the one of the videos, I think the point was advantages. Even if the point was advantages, like the idea is that by and large, you could have these muscly Amazonian women. 9 times out of 10, dude's gonna come out on top, even if you got a fucking midget out there. Alrighty, let's get to the topic we can get to talk about yesterday. Netflix has destroyed anime going forward. At least specifically destroyed MAPPA. And I wanna remind you guys of this article that nobody covered properly except for your boy. I was the only one that covered this the right way. No interference in creative works. Japanese government proposes new policy for anime and gave expansions on the West. Yeah. Remember why I told you guys this wasn't real? This isn't how this works? Remember why I broke down for you guys in video format how Chibi and Asmongold and I think Leaflet, how all these people were wrong in celebrating this because it wasn't what they thought it was? Yeah, bingo, bango, bongo. Look who turned out to be correct. Ya boy, again, every fucking time. What up, Daxonar?
This strengthening partnership reflects our long-held vision of MAPPA as a self-reliant studio on both creative and business fronts. Japanese animation studios should lead with global perspective from planning and development to
Lead with global perspective. Yeah, what part of lead with global perspective sounds like no interference in creative works, Japanese government proposes new policy for anime? None. Because this wasn't the thing to begin with. Leon, I hate to admit it, but you're right. I wanted you to be wrong. I wanted to be wrong too. I don't like that I was right about that, but I was right about that. It was not a piece of legislation. It was not a new bill. All it was a bureaucratic policy change with it. There was nothing to vote on. It was basically just, it was word salad. It was lip service.
International reach and related business ventures. We're committed to working closely with Netflix to build a long-term win-win collaboration. Yikes! This is some bad news to wake up to today. So let's just get right into this. This is the president of Studio MAPPA, the same studio that has animated and adapted the Chainsaw Man series, Jujutsu Kaisen, Hell's Paradise, worked on the final season of Attack on Titan, and various other shows.
Now, to be fair, I haven't seen Hell's Paradise. But everything else he just listed, fucking sucks. Jujutsu Kaisen's garbage. Chainsaw Man is mid at best. Attack on Titan, trash. So, it's not like I care too much in terms of this company. Now, MAPPA's a beautiful animation studio. To be fair, all those anime he listed are animated beautifully. They do a good job. They just work on some trash anime, it seems like. But whether I like the products or not, whether I like those anime, the fact that this is happening, the fact that MAPPA is making this Faustian pact with the West is like, it is so, this should make every single anime fan just distraught.
They are a very well-known and well-recognized animation studio, especially in the last 4 or so years. They have become an industry giant, and seeing the president of MAPPA making a comment like this, wanting to focus on global perspective, or in this case, modern and global audiences, is legitimately...
You know what? I wonder something. Let's take a quick look. No, not Google. Sorry, ChatGPT. Does Marubeni Corp in Japan invest in Studio Mappa? Let's find out. Does Marubeni Corp... There's no clear public evidence that Marubeni Corporation, the large Japanese trading and investment company, they're the DEI firm. The Marubeni Corp is effectively BlackRock in Japan. Trading investment company has directly invested in Studio Mappa, the well-known anime production studio. Here's what is currently known. All right, that's fair. It's Tokyo-based Japanese studio, major anime. There are no verifiable reports, mainstreams. All right, let's try this. How about investments in Netflix? It says no. Alrighty. I'm sure there's something else at play. I'm sure there's something else at play. Some general articles mention institutional interest in anime invested overall. But nothing specifically tied to Mappa. Alright, fair enough. Fair enough.
Horrifying, especially when this comment comes out weeks after the actual director of Neon Genesis, Hideaki Anno, said that the audience should be the one to adapt, aka don't focus on the global audience, focus on the people within Japan. And then literally a few weeks after, Hideaki Anno, the director of Eva, said this, we had the Kadokawa CEO emphasize Japan-first approach, and even the SAO director himself, Tomohiko, said the exact same thing, that, focusing on a global appeal may lead to failure, adding that Japanese perception of what is liked overseas likely differs from what is actually popular.
I covered this in extensive detail. It's one of the best videos I've ever made, and it was literally just a video I made like 2 weeks ago, and it flopped. No one fucking watched it. It topped out like 500-600 views. People need to check out that video. It is painful.
Overseas. This is just really bad news overall. The fact that the president of MAPPA even said something like this is, I'm going to be honest, in one hand, it's to be expected when you look at everything, the writing on the wall, but on the other hand, it's really bad seeing someone that is leading the charge for anime overseas making a statement like this. This is not good, and honestly, this is only going to lead to...
Guys, I see what you're saying. Oh, the studio's already worked with Netflix, 7 Originals. Hey, they're awful to work with. It doesn't matter. That's irrelevant. The point is, if MAPPA is going to be doing this, what is to stop multiple other studios from doing this? What is to stop this change from anime being an intrinsically Japanese medium to it being a global, globalized, homogenous, assembly line product? All right, MAPPA might just be the first. They will not be the last.
The same exact situation that has plagued the comic industry, plagued gaming, and also plagued Hollywood for a very long time. This is going to be a downward spiral of a lot of properties that MAPPA is going to associate with. And I hate to be a doomer, but honestly, it's the truth, because we have seen time and time again when companies try to focus on a global appeal or global audience, typically when they cater to this group, it's a group that really doesn't exist, and eventually what caused the actual media to be popular to begin with, it no longer has that element to it. And I've said this over and over again, the reason why anime is popular, or manga is popular, is because it is fundamentally different than everything else out on the market. When someone looks at an anime, when someone looks at a manga, they don't, think of, oh, I want something that's exactly like a Western comic. I want something exactly like something from Hollywood. You want something that is exactly like an anime or manga within Japan. That
is irrelevant. That's what people want is irrelevant, because what corporations want is money. And if these corporations think they can get more money via going with this global approach, they don't give a fuck what you want, because they fundamentally disregard you as a consumer, as a customer, as a fan. Yeah, we might lose a few 100,000 fans or whatever, but if we gain a few million, then that 100,000 or so that we lost doesn't matter. That's the way these people think.
type of culture, that type of storytelling. You don't want storytelling that is like grinded down, sanitized, and exactly what you would expect from a Western form of entertainment. And I think that this right here is just such a bad statement. But let's get into how this happened to begin with. So it was announced literally earlier this morning that Netflix and MAPPA are entering new strategic partnership for global anime development and distribution. At first glance, there is some elements to this that is good news, and I don't want to just focus on the negative. There is good about this, even if it is very little,
What up,
and it's not a lot of good news. There is some good news to mention. One in particular that comes to this news is that this is 100% a straight up like middle finger to Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll is obviously a monopoly.
Okay, Crunchyroll. But this is not me defending Crunchyroll. I want to make this very clear. Because y'all, you know your boy is a Crunchyroll hater. I a diehard hater of Crunchyroll. But I also try to be intellectually honest with you guys. Crunchyroll is not a monopoly. The fact that you can get anime in mass on Amazon and High Dive and Netflix, by definition, Crunchyroll is not a monopoly. Now, this also isn't a fuck you to Crunchyroll, or even if it was a fuck you to Crunchyroll, what does it matter if it's just going to be the same homogenized bullshit, but on Netflix instead? Like this, Netflix is no better in any way, shape, or form. In fact, I would make the argument that from a cultural perspective, Netflix is actually worse than Crunchyroll. And again, your boy a Crunchyroll hater, so I'm not capping for him. But Netflix is possibly worse. At the very least, it's a lateral move.
Crunchyroll has had a monopoly on a lot of anime for a very long time. They are not good for the anime industry, if you want my personal opinion, and I feel like a lot of people are starting to really see that. They have definitely done a lot of damage to just how anime is perceived or how it is done with...
Netflix doesn't... Patrick, you're wrong. When you say most of the Netflix-funded anime never got a second season, that's patently incorrect because you use the term Netflix-funded. Most Netflix original anime are not Netflix-funded. They were anime that were already being produced and were already going to be produced and were already produced for the Japanese market that aired on Japanese TV. Carol and Tuesday is an excellent example of this. Carol and Tuesday was a Netflix original anime. It aired in Japan weekly a full fucking year before it was ever on Netflix. It was a Netflix original because Netflix bought the license to it. Netflix doesn't, I'm not saying they never do it, but most of the time Netflix doesn't directly fund anime. They just buy the license after it's already been funded and created, or is already in the process of being funded and created.
In the West. But the point of the matter is that Netflix working with MAPPA, one of the biggest industries, or animation studios in the industry, is definitely a big slap to the face for Crunchyroll, because that means that MAPPA, when they work on some big series out of the next big hits, they're going to just straight up give it to Netflix, and Crunchyroll is probably not going to get any of these simulcasting rights or anything like that, which means it's a huge profit loss for Crunchyroll. Which
No, it is not a profit loss for Crunchyroll. For something to be a profit loss, they had to have the product and then lost the product, therefore losing the revenue stream it would have continued to generate. If they never had it to begin with, they didn't lose it. You can't lose what you didn't have. Nobody's going to be like, oh man, I was going to sign up for Crunchyroll, but then I found out that Studio Mappa anime aren't on Crunchyroll, and so now I'm not going to get it. I'm going to get Netflix instead. That's not how people operate. Again, Chibi is wrong here at the fundamental, just the basic business level.
Which means, at the end of the day, that's kind of a win, honestly. That means that they finally have competition, which
they have always had competition. Crunchyroll's always... Netflix invested heavily in procurement of anime years before Crunchyroll. Netflix is one of the... And again, this isn't to cap for Netflix either, because I don't like that this became a thing. But Netflix is probably the second most important thing to Toonami. If we're talking chronologically, Toonami is what made America, is what made anime big in America, right? Yeah, you had stuff on the Sci-Fi Channel. Yes, you had some movies. Yeah, you had some Saturday morning cartoons with Pokemon and whatnot. But Toonami is what really, laid the groundwork. And then after Toonami, Netflix was the second step. And then after Netflix, you had Crunchyroll start to take a foothold. So, like, Chibi is discounting Netflix's influence on the popularity of anime in the West, and I see a lot of people do this, and I don't know if it's because people are tourists or because they weren't watching anime at the time, they weren't around, they weren't in the scene. Netflix was going hard when it comes to anime on the platform and really presenting anime on the platform in, like, 2009.
Means that they might have to innovate, they might have to try to change, and be better as a company to be able to stop Netflix's growth within the anime industry. But that's where the good news kind of ceases, because anyone that is affiliated with Netflix, you even if you live under a rock, I think you are aware of this, but Netflix has a huge issue with a variety of things. Not when it just comes to anime, but just how they deal with properties to begin with. For one, Netflix has lost licensing for shows, and this is something that happens not just with Netflix, but a lot of different companies in different forms of media. But Netflix has lost shows here and there, licensing to, like, streaming rights or whatever, and these shows go, out, like, you can no longer find these shows legally. You can't go out of your way and legally watch these shows anymore on any different streaming platform.
Again, Chibi is over-exaggerating this. Does Netflix lose the license for certain things? Yes. A lot of times it's because a new streaming service pops up who also had the license. Let's take The Office, for example. The Office is owned by Paramount. When Netflix had The Office for years, and then Paramount Plus started, Paramount didn't renew the license with Netflix because Paramount wanted people to sign up to Paramount Plus. How are you going to get people to sign up to Paramount Plus? You put The Office, a show that you own, on that platform to get people to come watch it there. So, now there are some shows here and there that get lost off Netflix or any streaming service that just aren't available on any other streamer. That does happen. But this isn't specifically a Netflix thing, and oftentimes the stuff that get lost from Netflix do end up on other streaming services.
Because the licensing has just ran out and no one has felt bothered to purchase the licensing once again. And obviously anime probably works in the exact same way. Well, it does. Correction. It does work in the exact same way. You have licensing for different shows. And let's say some of these shows that MAPPA gets or works on for Netflix gets them, and let's say these licensing runs out eventually, okay? That means that those shows will eventually leave Netflix's platform, and if nobody else picks up those licensing thanks to certain deals or something behind the scenes, then those series are effectively gone.
We're talking about look, MAPPA is signing an exclusivity deal with Netflix. Even if what Chibi is saying is a possibility, even if that happens, it will not be for many, many, many years. The problem we need to be focusing on here is the homogenization and the globalization of anime, and it being made with a global audience in mind instead of a Japanese audience. That, like, stay on target. What's being talked about right now is completely irrelevant.
Only way to actually watch them would be through illegal means, and that's if they're preserved. Obviously, there is always a chance they're not preserved, which means that they could theoretically become lost media. But even if that's not the case, I mean, literally I covered this 2 days ago, but you have piracy sites that are always getting struck down and removed and all that, and the reason why this is inherently an issue is because these companies, when they strike down these platforms and stuff, these sites that have a lot of pirated content, there's content on there that are just not licensed. You're not able to legally obtain these series anymore. You're not able to legally read or watch these series anywhere, so you have to go through illegal means to be able to actually watch or read them. And that's theoretically what could happen to some of these shows, that eventually, as the passing of time continues, these shows will be lost. Now that is a problem for maybe years upon years in the future, but it's still a problem. But getting back into the main point, we have seen that Netflix also arbitrarily removes shows here and there. I believe they have also even removed some of their Netflix originals from their platform, which technically Netflix should own. They've never been anywhere else, but they've removed them off their platform, which means that if something like that can happen, it could definitely happen to some of these MAPPA shows that are put onto the platform. So it's just like I said, it's not good news. Like, Netflix in general, just from that perspective, is very bad for the future of anime. But obviously, I could go a little bit deeper. Netflix is also very well known for how they release their shows. They love to release their shows in bulk batches, which is, I think, inherently a bad thing for anime. For one reason, it kills discussion. And
okay, here, Chibi is correct. Chibi is correct here. Netflix does have a track record of releasing an entire season at once. You binge it, and yeah, that does kill discussion. I am quite fond of the weekly viewing process of anime. Like if we look at, here's everything I'm watching weekly right now. I'm watching, not this. I'm just casually watching this. This is an old one. Kaya-chan Isn't Scary. Frieren, Sentenced to be a Hero. I'm watching all 3 of these weekly right now, and I like that I am watching them weekly because we get to hang out and talk to friends and discuss them, all that. So like, the idea of Netflix releasing this shit in batches is a problem. Absolutely is a problem. But Netflix is also, I believe, done weekly releases. Has Netflix done weekly releases? In fact, no, I know they've done weekly releases for anime, because when they did Delicious in Dungeon, that was a weekly release. Delicious in Dungeon was a weekly release on Netflix. So we honestly might not. There's a chance we'll still get weekly releases for whatever Mappa puts on Netflix, because Delicious in Dungeon, out for fact, was released weekly on Netflix.
And hype around certain moments in episodes, because it's like, if an entire season, let's say 10, 12 episodes of a season comes out, then everybody's going to be discussing basically the beginning and then most likely the ending of that season, and the discussion of it's more or less going to die down probably about a few days because everybody's already watched it, and that's about it. People are moving on to the next thing. But if a series is coming out on a weekly basis, there will be more conversation around it. And I think a really good example of this, actually, is something Netflix recently did, was Stranger Things. I mean, yes, we've all probably seen the memes and stuff. It's like, I don't like girls and all that. Oh, am I getting into that conversation? I'm mad as a straight.
I never thought about it. But does Chibi Reviews not kind of look like Will from Stranger Things? Like, I don't like girl. Like, I like Chibi. I'm not dogging on him, right? I'm not knocking him. But he kind of does look similar.
Stranger Things fan, okay? That was not good. Not a good ending for Stranger Things. But the point is that Netflix, they did release the final season of Stranger Things in kind of little batches. It wasn't perfect, like episode by episode, but they released them in batches, which did give a lot more discussion to Stranger Things over an entire month than, let's say, oh, it's only discussed for a day or two, and that's basically it. And in the end, maybe Netflix wishes that the discussion of it would have died in a day, because obviously it's been nothing but memes, cope, and negativity around the series thanks to what they did with the final season. But the point of the matter is that it's definitely evident, you can definitely see that when a series is released in, like, you know, spread out like episode releases, there's more discussion, and the series has a chance to reach wider audiences, more people to come in and talk about a series, and kind of get a good feel of how the community is really feeling about something, and if it should continue or not. And so Netflix, their approach to how they release anime has always been with batches and bulk, and I think it's just not good. It's not good for the common watcher of anime.
I don't know if that's true either, because I'm pretty sure. How did Netflix release Carol and Tuesday? I'm pretty sure they released it in 2 separate. I mean, yeah, first half episodes 1 through 2 available. Yeah, so it released these in the second half after that. Yeah, and then the English dub premiered globally in August 2019. Second half following later. So they did similar things they did to Stranger Things. Now, again, I prefer the weekly method. I do. I prefer the weekly method, absolutely. But when Netflix released Carol on Tuesday, it was also already out to completion. So the question is going to be, is Netflix releasing these series weekly simulcast with the releases in Japan? If so, I mean, that's what they did with Delicious in Dungeon. I don't really think we have anything to worry about in that regard. Again, the biggest problem is still the globalization aspect.
Because people don't really like that type of stuff. I don't like it. I know there's a lot of people that do not like that. They want to be able to talk and discuss this series on a weekly basis with their friends because it is fun. Half of the fun of watching anime or reading a manga chapter is being able to discuss it with the community. That's how I've always felt. I know not everybody's going to share that exact same opinion as me, but I feel like that's a very powerful driving force to the community for anime and manga. But that is another example of Netflix and why it's not good that this partnership is happening. But now we need to get into the Mappa situation on this. So Mappa, I've talked about them over and over till, I was blue in the face. For instance, they are a company that has abused their workers. There is a lot of stories about them.
An anime company that's abused their workers?
I am shocked. Shocked! Well, not that shocked.
Sorry, I feel like it's par for the course.
Being a sweatshop and all sorts of horrific stuff within their studio, and they have went on record to try to say they're trying to correct this issue. And I've also talked about this isn't just a Studio Mappa issue, it's basically every studio within Japan besides a select few. But more or less, Mappa is a big focus, and they're in the spotlight often because they are a studio that gets such massive series, such mass global appeal, that obviously people are going to talk about them more in terms of how they treat their employees than, let's say, a random studio that, you know, people don't really know or are even aware of that work on certain anime. So that's the point I'm getting at, is that Mappa, they are someone that is leading the charge. They have an image, and the fact that they are doing something like this, and they have been very popular and successful as of late, I feel like it's going to be a domino effect that leads other different animation studios to follow their lead and try to appeal to a global audience and miss the understanding of what makes anime so popular to begin with. It's really—
Finally, back on target. The problem is, we're back on target when there's only a minute and a half left of the video. But yes, the domino effect is absolutely what we need to worry about. Because again, I'm going to take it back to this. No interference in creative works. Bullshit. In no way, shape, or form. There's no evidence to lead us to the conclusion whatsoever that Netflix is not going to interfere. In fact, there's evidence to the contrary. Nearly every single creative work that Netflix has partaken in some way, shape, or form, they have had interference with. I can't think of an example where they haven't had some sort of creative interference. Like, the Avatar The Last Airbender creators left the production of the live-action series due to meddling from Netflix. So yeah, Netflix is they're going to request changes, alterations, censorship, whatever the localization may end up being. Like, this is catastrophic. Yeah, Squid Game Season 2 they interfered with. This is catastrophic. The idea that it's just going to be like, oh, Mappa's going to make their shit and it's going to go on Netflix, it's going to be an exclusivity deal. No, that is not the case whatsoever. That was never going to be the case. And then, if it's successful, if it makes money, if there is any sort of economic factor that is a positive for Studio Mappa and for Japan, you're going to see other studios make this leap.
Really bad. It's very clear that Mappa is shifting gears into more—
They did try to remove Rebecca from Edge Runners. Now, the creators of Edge Runners said no, and they fought Netflix, and they eventually won. And that's dope, but how often is that going to be the case? Like that is a rare W, at least by everything I've seen. That is a rare W. So I don't think that will be a constant theme we see going forward.
More of a corporate slash, like, trying to make as much money as possible. And the warnings and the red flags have been there for a while, especially with Manabu. If you've read any of this man's, like, you know, interviews and stuff over the years, it's very clear that he is more focused on making as much money as possible than anything else. But at the end of the day, that is the job of a company to do. But it's clear that it's shifting into the exact same issue that's happened in the gaming industry, where they seek profit.
Yeah, Daxnar, Netflix wanted Rebecca either removed or completely altered so that she wasn't a lolly character because, you know, of the implications of what a lolly character is and stuff like that.
In record-breaking profits and numbers over actually why they started to make profits to begin with. It's not good, and I just feel like this is a pretty dark day for the anime industry, honestly. There's really not much good news to really pull from this, and that's just my honest takeaway from the entire situation. I'll leave it at that, though. I wanted to talk about this. I thought this was pretty crazy, especially after the comments from Hideaki Anno, the Kadokawa CEO, and the director of SAO, you know, being basically against something like this, and then this happens. It makes you kind of wonder if the reason why they made those statements is because they heard something in the industry, aka what Mappa is doing with Netflix, and maybe that is why they said something like that. It's very likely because obviously they would probably have connections within the industry and be able to talk with some people and probably know this deal is happening. I could definitely see maybe the reason why those were stated was because of this. I could be wrong, no evidence to back that up, but it's possible. Anyways, be safe, stay healthy, I love you guys.
Yeah, so here's the video, I'll link it below. I wish TBS stayed on target more. Like, I'll be real, I don't care about the batch releases. I don't care about whether it's all released at once, whether it can be removed in 7 years. It's not that I don't care. Those are all valid concerns to have. But the big takeaway is, like, none of that shit matters if the anime is intrinsically altered and changed from its original state for the global audience. Like, why would I give a fuck if Netflix releases a 12-episode anime if it's instead of doing it weekly, if it's all going to be butchered to hell because of the globalization aspect anyway? Why would I care if 7 years from now a Mappa anime is removed from Netflix and isn't hosted on any other streaming site? If the anime was treated like dog shit for globalization efforts to begin with. It's absolutely mind-blowing to me that the Japanese are okay with this. But again, the reason the Japanese are okay with this is because we have been seeing massive investments from people like BlackRock and State Street and whatnot into the Japanese market. This is catastrophic, and I don't know what studio's next, but I do think you're going to see other studios do this. I do. Man, if Madhouse goes this route, I don't even know what to say, man. Madhouse is the best in the biz. They're my favorite animation studio. They've been the best in the biz since, like, the fucking 70s. I don't think Toei would do it. I think Toei got their fingers in the pie of Crunchyroll, and they'll probably stay there. But maybe Studio Orange. I wouldn't be surprised if Studio Orange does. Yeah. All in all, this is catastrophic. I'm terrified, and we'll see where other news comes from. I hope that we get to see the Japanese creatives and other companies speak out and say they're against this. But Japan is such a polite and quiet society, I don't know if we will. I really don't. Alrighty. We got one more video. We got one more video. But before we get into our final video, the Resident Evil video, I need to remind all of you. And remind all of you something incredibly important. Something very important. It's Thursday. Someone tell me in the chat if you know what Thursday is. Just curious how many of y'all pay attention. How many of y'all fingers on the pulse of the Idolverse. Of the vital Idolverse. What do we do on Thursdays? Probably at some point, War Wizard. You're probably correct, but no, that's not it. That's not what I'm talking about. Anybody at all? Bingo, bango, bongo, Daxonar, best mod in the whole damn land. Movie night. Movie night, baby. Watch parties in the Discord. Tonight, we will be doing a Discord watch party for Necromantic. (1988) unrated West German erotic exploitation horror film. This is what was put on the wheel last week, last Neon Leon. This is what won the wheel spin. We will be watching a West German erotic exploitation horror film. I don't know anything about this movie, guys. I know nothing about it. But it's what won. This is everything I know about it. So yeah, B-movie horror night in the Discord tonight. B-movie horror night in the Discord tonight. So sometime between 10 p.m. and midnight Central Standard Time, we will be doing this movie. Pay attention in the Discord. I'll make a post about it. Probably when when the stream is over, as well as not too long before we actually do the watch party. But I want to make sure that everybody's aware. You're all watching. You're here now. You heard me. You heard it here first. Discord watch party tonight, sometime between 10 p.m. and midnight Central Standard Time. You're not a member, so you don't have access? Probably should become a member then. Alrighty. Announcement is out of the way. Final video of the stream. What needs to be fixed in a Code Veronica remake? Look, guys, I made my thoughts on this exceedingly clear. I don't want to see Code Veronica remade. I don't want this game fucking touched. And if for whatever reason they were going to touch it, the ideal way to do it is the way they did the original Resident Evil 1 remake back in the GameCube era. We know that's not what they're going to do. So let's see what this video guys say. This is from Residents of Evil, and this is new to Retro Reviews, but he's a member of the Residents of Evil, if I recall. I could be wrong. Let's see what he guys say.
Hey everyone, One Big Boss here. As you can tell by the title of the video that you clicked on, we're talking Resident Evil, but more specifically, we're talking about Code Veronica. Now, I'm talking about this because it's things that I feel a lot of people aren't talking about, because everybody's just talking about the leaks or the rumors that are out, and as you guys know, I hate leaks, I hate rumors, and I think it does.
Why hate leaks and rumors? Again, like oftentimes, I feel like people don't understand this. Chat, y'all are smart. Y'all are intelligent individuals. Do you know where leaks and rumors come from half the time? Half the time, leaks and rumors are actually put out by the companies themselves as a leak or a rumor to gauge interest, to drum up hype.
Does a lot of damage to communities when you hyper-focus on these things. But I want to talk about the things...
What do you mean does damage to communities? What fucking damage to communities has leaks or rumors ever done?
That nobody's really talking about when it comes to things like this. You see, when we really look at it, this game quite possibly could get a remake. The way Capcom's going, it could happen, right? But the question we should be asking is not, hey, when are we getting a remake? Is what should be in the remake, right?
Everything that was in the original with nothing altered and nothing changed. End of story.
Because Code Veronica, as much as it's very beloved by a lot of people, and I love it for a lot of reasons myself, it is a rough game.
It is not a rough game. It's a difficult game. Yeah, it is arguably the hardest of the original Resident Evil games. Yeah. That doesn't make it a rough game. Get good, scrub.
It's not aged in a lot of ways that is good, and there's a lot of good that is actually in the game still, and it really is, well, good. But we got to talk about some things that I feel that could change the game for the better, because there were a lot of things that kind of stopped this game from really being better than what we got. Again,
no. What stopped this game from being quote-unquote better than what we got, there was nothing technical or physical about it. It was the dying interest in the game design philosophy of these sorts of games. That's why Capcom made the hard shift to what we got in Resident Evil 4. Like this game plays exactly like all the other classic Resident Evil games. This is absolute cope.
I'm not trying to shit on this game in any way, shape, or form. I really just want people to think about what they would want in a remake. And this is stuff that we've talked about on Row when it comes to past remakes and everything. So I think with this, let's start off with the biggest issue of Code Veronica, the backtracking. Now, I know what you...
Backtracking is one of the core fucking elements of Resident Evil, and it should have never fucking gone away. Backtracking in Code Veronica is not a fucking problem.
I'm gonna say, before you guys get mad and everything...
No, I'm already mad, because you were obviously fucking retarded.
All gonna be like, oh, what are you talking about? Backtracking's always been a part of Resident Evil. Why do you hate this? Here's the thing about backtracking. It has to make sense. Code Veronica's backtracking is all over the place. What
do you mean it has to make sense? We're talking about a fucking franchise with zombies and like evil mega corporations, and like the science behind it is ludicrous. What do you mean the backtracking has to make sense? What doesn't make sense in Code Veronica that is any different from, let's say, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis?
Are literally going to the same areas multiple times in ways that a lot of people kind of feel that it's just repeating itself. Now, if you look at how games like Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 handle themselves, you never stayed in an area too long to where you felt, oh man, I'm bored. Can we just move on with this? No, that really didn't happen. RE2 is actually one of the best examples of this. The original RE2, yeah, you're in the police station for a good portion, right? But you do move on pretty quickly to the sewer system.
Yeah, you're in the police system. You're in the police station for about 40% of the game. You're in the sewer system for about, I'd say probably another 40% of the game, and then you're in the nest at the last 20%, or maybe it might even be like 50% police station, 30% sewers, 20% nest. The point is, you're in all those locations. You backtrack like a motherfucker, especially if you're a newbie to the game and haven't played it, mind you.
And from there, you're doing stuff in the sewer system, and then that involves going into the Umbrella Lab at the end of the game, which, that works, right? Works fine, works perfect. I think it's great. But with Code Veronica, well, I'm sure you guys all remember the part where the metal detectors kept yelling at you saying, please deposit any metallic items you have in the security box. How many of you guys remembered that nightmare when first playing this game?
It wasn't a fucking nightmare. Yeah, it's supposed to build... Guys, this is a fucking horror game. It builds tension. You are now relinquished of all of your weapons. You are in an unfamiliar location with no weapons. Your knife is made of metal. Can't carry your knife. Your gun's made of metal. Can't carry your guns. Can't even carry fucking ammo. That's not a nightmare. That's done to build the tension, because you good goddamn know that if you're in an area where you're not allowed to use your weapons, some shit is going to go down.
Okay? That part needs to either be completely taken out or cut down, because...
Did this dumb skank just say they need to remove one of the earliest major tension building moments in the fucking game? I'm gonna have a fucking aneurysm.
You lose so much time emptying everything in that box. There's a reason why a lot of people do not speedrun Code Veronica as much as they do the other games. So
people don't speedrun Code Veronica as much as the other game because, by and large, Code Veronica is just not... It's not looked at as like a main, necessary game for the franchise, which is bullshit. It should be. It's the game where Wesker comes back, Claire gets reunited with Chris. There's that left hanging thread about Steve when Wesker steals his body that to this day has never been fucking resolved. We'll have to chalk it up to Wesker was being a dick to Claire and just fucking with him. That's neither here nor there. People don't speedrun this game. Also, it's an inaccessible game. Code Veronica has got the least amount of accessibility of any of the modern, not modern, any of the classic Resident Evil games. Like, you can easily get Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 on GOG, or you can get them on various multiple other platforms. You can get Resident Evil 1 and 0 on fucking Steam. Even like the GameCube era and whatnot, you had Resident Evil at least 2 and 3. I don't remember if they had 1 or not, but 2 and 3. Code Veronica is locked to the PS2 and the GameCube and the Dreamcast, and that's it. So yeah, people don't speedrun it by and large because it's a very inaccessible game.
What I will say though, when it comes to this, it's not that I hate this game or any way, shape, or form, but these areas do need to be cut down quite a lot. And if they are, it opens up the room for more newer...
You're pretty sure Code Veronica's on PS4 digitally? Okay, if it was on PS4 digitally, I was unaware of that.
Areas to be put in, but while still keeping some of the old areas, okay? I want to iterate that I think a lot of the areas that are in Code Veronica are great. I just think you spend way too much time in them. I think that just needs to be changed, and I think a lot of us can agree on that.
No, I'm not agreeing. I'm not agreeing on a goddamn thing you said. We do not need these changes. If you're going to fucking remake something, the idea is to remake it, not re-fucking imagine it. I don't want reimaginings. If I want reimaginings, I would just play a different fucking horror video game franchise that has zombies in it that isn't Resident Evil.
Second off, Steve. Definitely kind of needs an overhaul, doesn't he?
Fuck this guy. Nah, Steve is awesome. Steve is great. He's like a fucking 19-year-old kid in a fucked up situation. Claire's a hottie with a body. Does he make some skeevy comments? Sure, he does. It's 1998 and he's like 19 years old.
Because when he was introduced in this game, well, a lot of people were not really fans of Steve, and you can kind of understand why. He was bratty, he was a showboater, he was annoying.
Yes, he was a character with character flaws, and guess what? As the story goes on, he gets character development. What the fuck is wrong with this dude?
He was a punk, almost like he's kind of a little kid, right? Oh wait, yeah, he's like 17 years old, so of course he's gonna be annoying.
There we go. I said 19, 17.
As hell. But it did make for kind of a memorable character, even if it was for the wrong reasons. Now, when Darkside Chronicles rolled around, they overhauled his character completely.
They did not overhaul his character completely. His character is pretty much the fucking same, except he's got a new voice actor and he sounds a bit more mature. His character is actually pretty damn close to the same. It's not an overhaul. Darkside Chronicles tells a condensed version of Code Veronica, so they just had to condense a lot of things.
There was still the Steve that, you know, was there. Like, we understood that this was the same character, but the actor, Sam Riegel, did an absolutely amazing job at portraying Steve and making us feel heartbroken all over again when what happens to Steve happens to him. And I don't think anybody's really going to disagree with me on this. So,
no, well, I am going to disagree with you because you said they overhauled his character. They didn't fucking overhaul his character. They streamlined it for a game that streamlined the Code Veronica. That's not overhauling.
So at that point, just look at the blueprint for Darkside Chronicles, or just kind of look at how a lot of the remake has handled some of the characters throughout these last couple of years and everything.
And they're all worse. Every single version, every one of them has been done worse. Ada, Leon, Claire, Jill, and Carlos are all worse in their remake counterparts. What the fuck do you mean? Look at the blueprint for what you've done in the recent remakes. None of these versions of the characters are an improvement on the originals. And that's not fucking nostalgia talking. I'm talking entire character arcs, emotions, moral values, everything that made them the characters are fundamentally changed. And they're changed in ways that do not service the character.
Or even the non-remakes and just the newer entries of the franchise. And you see that a lot.
The newer entries of the franchise have one character that's been in the old games, that's Chris, and they also destroy Chris's character. The fuck are you talking about?
But these characters are really well acted.
Say what you will about Resident Evil 6, right? Say what you will about Resident Evil 6. It's a bad game, it's a dog shit game, it's not a hard game, it's the worst game in the Resident Evil franchise. Say all that. I probably won't argue with you about much, right? We can have some discussions, we can have some debates, but if you can give Resident Evil 6 credit for one fucking thing, character consistency. Leon still acts like Leon, Chris still acts like Chris, Ada still acts like fucking Ada.
Pretty well written for the most part. So that's one thing you can change. Another thing to change for Steve is playing as him. In the original Code Veronica, you literally just sweep through a few rooms, kill all the zombies, and then that's it. You never play as him again. So how do we change this? Well,
we don't change this. That's fine. Guess what? You did the same fucking thing with Carlos in Resident Evil 3, like the original. You play as Jill almost the entire game, except for like a 20-minute segment where he plays Carlos. By the way, guess what? In the remake of 3, look, far be it from me to give the remake of 3 praise, because it really doesn't deserve it. The remake of 3 is one of the worst video games ever fucking made, let alone as a remake of Resident Evil 3. But there's one thing it did semi-accurately the original. Very minimal Carlos playtime. You get 2 sections with Carlos instead of 1. But regardless, it's still 2 very short Carlos sections. Why would you want to, like, fix this? It's something that even the remake did right-ish when it comes to the remake of 3. It's fine. You play as Claire for the first half of the game. You play as Chris for the second half. But having a small segment where you play as Steve, leave it as is. There's nothing wrong with it.
I'll tell you how we change it. We adapt the Code Veronica book from S.D. Perry. That's right.
No, you don't. And look, I love the S.D. Perry novels. I do. I love, they're non-canon. But if you guys are Resident Evil fans and you ain't read the S.D. Perry novels, read them. Now, in fact, specifically read the ones that are original stories, like Caliban Cove. But the S.D. Perry novels are great. But no, you don't adapt a non-canon novel. If you're remaking your canon game, which shouldn't even be done to fucking begin with, but if you're gonna remake your canon game, you don't base your remake off of a fucking non-canon source, non-canon adaptation from like 25 years ago.
So if any of you have ever read that one, you know that there is a section where Steve goes to, I believe it's either a seaport or just a port where all the ships are, and everything's been destroyed, right? But he figures out for whatever reason that he has to go there to find a medallion, and that medallion could be the medallions you find in the original Code Veronica. That's like, you know, Army, Navy, Air Force kind of thing. You put those in the machine, and then the submarine comes up, or whatever it was. Or I think it was the sub that came up, or released the plane or whatever. I think it was, right. Yeah. It was the plane. It was to get you onto the seaplane, and that way, that gives you the ability to just go through that damaged area, and Steve ends up fighting a new BOW that only he fights, right? It was on one of the ships, and during the attack, the container cracked, and Steve finds one of the metals in a I don't know, in like a small control room, and then gets attacked by the creature and has to defeat it. And obviously along the way, there's zombies. He's got to solve a couple, like maybe like a small puzzle or two, and then that's it. You just leave it at that, and you're golden. You've given Steve more than he had in the original already. Because, yeah, if you really look at it, characters where you get to play as, another character in a story, where you play like Rebecca Chambers in RE1, Ada and Sherry in RE2, and you get to play for Carlos for a pretty decent amount of time in Resident Evil.
You do not play as Carlos for a decent... Dude, you play as Carlos for like 20 fucking minutes. You go into the hospital, and the hospital's got like 3 floors. They each have like 2 or 3 rooms apiece. This dude is fucking retarded.
3. Well, Steve didn't have that.
He did.
It was just really quick. You blink and it's over.
The blink and you miss it is exactly how it is with Ada and Sherry as well. What is he talking about? Dude, the Ada section is a few fucking rooms. The Sherry section is a few fucking rooms. What are we doing here?
So, yeah. Change that.
Yes, Dormant Psych. The fact that Dormant Psych says, I don't know shit about the Resident Evil series, but bro is saying some tourist crap. Like, the idea that you who are not familiar with the franchise, my favorite franchise of all time, that you can tell this is some tourist shit, speaks volumes.
Make that something for Steve to have. And I think, like, when it comes to Chris's aspect of the game, I actually really enjoyed what he went through, because while he did retread steps that Steve and Claire went through in, their first part before the island got bombed, the areas that he goes through now are, some of them are new, others are not. And I think that's a thing to really open up the island, to maybe go to areas that Claire might see but can never get to. And then when the island gets attacked, Chris ends up going to those. I think that would be actually kind of a good thing to do, to be honest. Other than that, I think Chris's scenarios are pretty good when you get to play as him. I think things for Wesker, I think he should be in the game a little bit more than he was in the original. And
No, he shouldn't. The big reveal that Wesker's alive and him barely being in the game is the hook, is the mystery. When this game came out, it's the 4th, at the time, this is the 4th game. Yeah, Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, Code Veronica. Wesker dies in Resident Evil 1. He's fucking dead. So he's not in 2, he's not in 3. Him coming back in Code Veronica, I was finding out, holy shit, he survived the end of Resident Evil 1, was a mindfuck. And him being in the game, such a little bit of time, served to add to the mystery. In Resident Evil 4, same thing. He's barely in it, but he's there.
I really think they need to keep the one where he gets his butt kicked. A lot of people seem to forget that, but, they remember him running up the wall, his arm catching on fire a little bit from Alexia throwing the blood, and then him just full-on, like, haymaking punch, like Superman puncher and all that kind of stuff. And that's cool and all. But I think it's actually kind of a cool thing to show Wesker being a little vulnerable, even though he is on his way to godhood, right? And I think a fight between those two would be really good, because this is Wesker only a few months after his resurrection. Right? So he might not fully be in control of his abilities or fully awakened to them yet, where Alexia knew what her powers were going to be, I think anyway, or you can...
Yeah, by the way, Patrick Ross is correct. They're not keeping Alexia's design like this. They're certainly not keeping that her brother's a cross-dresser who thinks that, who's living in her persona and whatnot, because I was like, yeah, they're not keeping any of that. This game is so, by today's standards, culturally insensitive. They would overhaul so much, it wouldn't even be recognizable as Code Veronica anymore.
at least write that in the book.
What up, Jack?
Like in a journal entry, and explain that Alexia knew what her body would become, but she needed to hibernate for 15 years. But her also being like a brainchild, super smart, her body could adapt, her mind could adapt really quick to her powers, and I would like to see that fight be a very brutal fight for Wesker, to be honest. I really would think that that would be a cool fight to see. And then he sees Chris hiding and everything, and leaves Alexia for Chris to fight. I think something like that would be cool. Like, you know, just a little, take a little bit of what you had before in the original and just add a little bit more.
No, don't
I think
add.
the Antarctic
Leave it the
level's
fuck
pretty
as
good,
is.
though. I don't really feel there's a lot of problems aside from the poison moth hallway and, you know, the fact that the game can get screwed up. I know that they'll not obviously throw that in there. But I think that right there, for the core game, that's what they need to kind of focus on. And
Daxnor is asking the correct question. Dax in the chat says, how would this improve anything? It wouldn't. Nothing that this dude has fucking said so far would be an improvement.
let's talk about the actual meat and potatoes for DLC or...
There shouldn't be DLC. It was a fucking Dreamcast game. Now, granted, the PS2 version did have extra content that wasn't in the Dreamcast version, but it was still on the fucking disc. There shouldn't be DLC for a remake of a fucking PlayStation 2 game that had everything in one fucking package.
Extra content. I think the Mercenaries game needs to be put in there. Mercenaries in RE4 is a blast, and I think if you just have zombies and hunters...
Now, I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with adding a Mercenaries mode. It shouldn't be DLC. It should be there from the fucking get-go as a fully functional game.
And Bandersnatchers, I think it would be a really cool thing, because the battle mode is all right in Code Veronica. It's nothing really to write home about, but Mercenaries is the game that everybody wants. And I think that if they do that, it would actually be really good to, like, just keep playing it and unlocking stuff and give characters new costumes, because that's the other problem with the game, too. Code Veronica didn't have a lot of unlockables. It had a...
The Resident Evil Code Veronica remake should definitely have new things added, including brand new content. Define what you mean by brand new content. Before I agree or disagree, I need you to explain what you would consider valid brand new content. Because if we're talking about additions and changes and whatnot to the story, no, it shouldn't. We have an established story. We have an established canon. Leave it the fuck as is. Now, if you mean like extra modes, extra outfits, things like that, just like extra guns that you can get on a replay, fair enough. So I'm gonna really need you to explain what you mean.
A very small amount, almost minuscule. So really, like, you know, give us some new outfits, of course. Give us some classic costumes. Give us some...
And they can add new outfits, but guess what? They're gonna be modern day, politically correct, you know, trash like what Resident Evil fucking 4 remake did. It's not gonna be the good old glory days of additional outfits like what Capcom used to do.
Costumes from even Darkside Chronicles. And I think by putting Mercenaries in there and maybe making a DLC of Steve wandering around the island when he escapes, like when the island attacks, maybe there's some things that he comes across before meeting Claire. Do that. Play as Wesker, maybe. I don't know. There could be a lot of potential in these things. But, you know, that's just kind of what I feel that we need for a Code Veronica remake.
We don't need any of this. You keep saying need. We don't even need a Code Veronica remake at all. This game doesn't need to be remade. It flat out shouldn't be remade. But since they are inevitably gonna remake it because Capcom are a bunch of money-grubbing fucking pigs, this shit that you're referring to, Mr. Aviators, is not an improvement.
And I think if we do it like that, it will end up being a good game because, again, I don't hate the original Code Veronica, but it's got a lot of issues, you know? So that's...
And you didn't name any of them. Anything you described as a quote-unquote issue was not an issue. You're just a fucking tourist or a bad gamer. Get good, scrub.
Thing. I just want to make sure that this gets the right treatment because Code Veronica, again, despite the issues that it has, it's still very well beloved by many people. Many people swear up and down by this game and have loved it and never stopped. And I honestly, hats off to them. I salute you guys because I'm the same way with Resident Evil 3. I love Resident Evil 3 to death. People know that that's my favorite. So...
I honestly feel sick that this guy shares the same of the classic Resident Evil games favorite as me. Because, yeah, Resident Evil 3 is my favorite as well. I wonder how he feels about the remake.
I really hope that if Code Veronica does get a remake and Capcom announces it, I really hope it's treated properly and given kind of like the respect that RE7 got with all that DLC. The DLC from Resident Evil 5 is kind of a good blueprint, and
yeah, the DLC for Resident Evil 5 was a scam. It was good in terms of the content that was there. I actually really liked the DLC content for Resident Evil 5, except it wasn't really DLC. It was on the disc. It was already on the Resident Evil 5 disc, and it was locked behind a paywall. DLC wasn't downloadable content. It was disc-locked content. Disc-locked content. DLC.
Village even had it too. So ultimately, yeah, that's how I feel about a Code Veronica remake. But you guys have heard my 2 cents. What do you think? I want to know what you guys want to see in a Code Veronica remake. Because again, a lot of people aren't asking about this. They're just asking for the game. Instead of asking, hey, what should the game be?
This was trash. This was absolute trash. Yeah, no, I mean, I'll do the proper streamer thing and link it to you guys in the chat below. Do with it what you will. But that was hot garbage. Nothing he said would make for a better game whatsoever. There's the idea that, like, changing Steve's character would make for a better game. Adding more Wesker would make for a better... In what way? You said it would make for a better game. You're like, oh, we need to add more Wesker. It'll make it better. How? In what way would adding more Wesker make it a better game? In what way would changing Steve, overhauling, as you so aptly put it, make it a better game? That was disgusting. That was some tourist-ass shit. I'm so over modern Resident Evil fans, bro. I'm so over modern Resident Evil fans. They have poisoned my favorite fucking gaming franchise of all time. It is disgusting to see what the people that didn't get into Resident Evil until like 7 and onward and the remakes have made this fucking franchise. And it's disgusting that Capcom listens to these fuckers. So that's a way to end the stream. That's certainly a way to end the stream. Let's see. It's because he's worshiping the altar of Wesker. Yeah. Absolutely. New boss fights, better exploration. No new boss fights. We have the boss fights we have. Keep them exactly as is. New boss fights will not make it better. All right, that's already wrong. Better exploration, including more enemies. Did you ever play the fucking original? What do you mean better exploration? Of all of the classic Resident Evil games, Code Veronica has the most exploration out of all of them. What do you mean better exploration? Including more enemies. Give Steve a better role without the cringe. He's a fucking 17-year-old kid who is going through traumatic circumstances. No, I think it's pretty fucking fine that he has the role he has as this wannabe cocky hotshot that's actually masking an immense amount of trauma, including fucking killing his own dad. Spoilers for this 30-year-old game that you guys aren't ever gonna fucking play. Like, no, keep the fucking cringe. That cringe is part of his fucking character. Make the game more horror-based. The fuck does that even mean? It is intrinsically a classic survival horror game. I'm trying to be overly political. What did I say at all that was political, with the exception of the comment I made about the costumes? Tell me one fucking thing I said that was political, with the exception of the comment I made about the costumes. That would be boring for... You don't want something fucking new! Why would you remake the fucking game? Did they add anything new to Spyro Reunited Trilogy? The fuck no, they didn't! They remade the game exactly as it was, the trilogy of games, because that's what a fucking remake is. They re-recorded the audio. Sure, they re-recorded the audio, made the graphics better. They barely added anything new. They added... When it comes to Resident Evil Remake, the very first one, Resident Evil 1 Remake, they added things, absolutely, but everything they added served in purpose of the story and canon for the world that was already built. Lisa Trevor added to the game. with the way that Capcom has treated all these remakes, with the stuff they've added when it comes to 2, 3, and 4, it's all broken lore and canon. I don't trust them not to do that for Code Veronica. I've been playing Resident Evil Code Veronica since I was a little kid. Yeah, same here. You're not the only one who's played the game. The issue is that the game has bad design, which is a fact. Fair point. It's not fair. Explain how. If you're going to make the claim that it has bad design, explain how. You just can't say it's got bad design. That's a fact. No, it's not. Being overly sensitive and crying about how Capcom has been doing what they've done in the past. And their new games suck. Resident Evil 2 Remake is okay. It gets kind of a pass. Resident Evil 3 is arguably the worst remake of any video game that's ever happened. And Resident Evil 4 is a disgusting, hollowed out version of what the original was. Let's see. Who's live, by the way? Because I got to set up a raid. I need to set up a raid. Resident Evil 3 Remake is terrible. Yes, it is. Resident Evil 4 Remake, just as good as the original, if not better. You're an idiot. You're retarded. I don't know if I've ever had somebody that fucking stupid in my chat before. So, yeah, I'm done engaging with you. You're a moron. Alrighty, we raiding Mike Hollow. He's the only other person alive besides Tomby, and, yeah, we're gonna raid Mike. Alrighty, crew. Get in there, and, go ahead and tell Mike Hollow Vital Idol Raid. I will be on the dualies later tonight, and I will see you guys in the Discord for, Necromantic. Shout out, and, like I said, make sure you say Vital Idol Raid for our boy Mike. Until next time, it's all here in the Nerdosphere, and this has been Words of Paradise.